Hello, hello, hello. And here comes the part where I figure out if I remember to turn the camera on. I did turn the camera on. How's everyone doing today? That is in the way. Yarr. Get you over here. Put the music on. There we go. I live. Whew. It's been a bit. It's been a bit. How's everyone doing today? Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? It has been a little bit, hasn't it? There we go. I'll turn that. So how's everyone doing? Anything new and exciting? I'm back. Today's the first. Well, I don't know how long today's stream will be. Something followed me back from the land of dreary weather and queues, and the past couple days haven't been fun. Let's just leave it at that, and we'll see how things go. Simple as that. Apollo, $10. Cheers. The fat rig builds begin. Oh yeah, you're building a 500. Oof. Keep hydrated, kids. Whew, it's been a pretty cold minute here. Actually, it's kind of nice. It's actually like 18 in the garage here, and I've had like the heater on low. So it's actually kind of nice in here today. So how's everyone doing today? I am back. Back again, that's right. I have returned from the land of dreary weather queues. And so, fun fact, I'm Canadian. And as a Canadian, we use Canadian money. It's like Monopoly money, but it's actually kind of real. So the fun fact is, when you're in the UK and you buy stuff and you're like, oh, that's only £5, that's great. Your brain goes, oh, that's only $5. And then you realize that, yeah, it's like double that. So I got back and I'm like, oh, I spent a little bit more than I expected to on that trip, but oh well, oh well. Preheat a few vorons. Because actually using your heater to heat your room is actually horribly inefficient. I've actually tried it. It doesn't work. First time been able to catch a stream live. Cheers today. Okay, so for those wondering what we're doing today, you're going to enter to win some Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win. We give away a spool every stream. Today is literally recap day. I've got zero plans. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I brought back from the UK, so we'll go dig through some boxes. I've got some stuff here. Also, I don't know. This case just kind of showed up from LDO. I don't know what's in it. Anyone know? Yeah, this case just showed up from LDO Motors the other day. It was actually here when I got home. I don't know what's in the case. I'm assuming it's a thing of some sort. Open it. Oh! It's nothing! It's a secret for later. Don't drop it. Well, it's in a Pelican case, so it should be okay. Like, I don't know. Is there anything... Like, I'm trying to figure out what this box is. Like, it's got a logo on it. And it's got some stickers, but, like, I can't see what it could be. I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. One day we'll figure it out. One day we'll figure it out. So today is literally just going to be a relaxing recap day. We might end up actually doing a little tinkering with a printer because I got some goodies that followed me back from the UK along with the things I didn't want to follow me back. But yeah, today we're just going to chat. We're just going to go over some things. We're going to talk about some things. We're going to ease back into it. We'll see if we make it the 3 hours. Put it that way. We'll see. We'll see. Plenty of videos. So I'm currently editing. Tomorrow's video is the Phoenix. I actually have. So what I'm thinking today, because it's going to be, today's just, I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks other than the stream at Smurf. And it's been a bit. I'm like really, I honestly probably shouldn't even be streaming today. We'll see how long I make it. But it's been a while, and considering it's been a while, I figure I got to do something. I got to do something because, you know, YouTube's been yelling at me because numbers are trending down. That's not good. So I think what we're gonna do today is I've pulled off all my raw footage. I'm going through a monitor here. I've pulled off a bunch of raw footage from my phone and from the GoPro and all kinds of stuff. So I'm thinking today we might just kind of recap Smurf, talk about it. If you want to share, if you saw me at Smurf, or if you want to share any photos, go on the Discord, join the Discord, and in the live stream channel, just feel free to post pictures. And if you saw cool things at Smurf and you want to talk about them or share them, post them in the Discord in the live stream channel, and we'll go over them. Am I building a Phoenix? Why? I would love to. The question is, now here's the problem with the Phoenix. It's big. And I got nowhere to put it. So that would be a future Taylor problem if there ever is a kit. I would love to build a Phoenix. We'll see. We will see. And it's heavy. It's only 250 pounds. To be fair, you can move a Phoenix. Actually, I'll show you right here. So for those wondering about logistically about the Phoenix, while that loads up, we did get it printing. Fun fact, the one cube that you see it printing, as far as I know, is the only thing it's ever printed. That is actually Phoenix number 2. So it's serial number 1, but it's actually Phoenix number 2. And it was being, for those that know, there's Phoenix. We finally got it working right at the very end of the show. You're putting retractable casters on the fat. For your case of Pulo, that makes sense. Drop down shelf from the attic. I don't know how the ceiling would handle with a 250 pound dead load. Actually, would it be a live load? Or it'd be a live load. But you can't move the Phoenix around. For those wondering, you actually can move a Phoenix around. Where'd the video go? Yeah. So if you're wondering, this is what happens when you hold events in a several 100-year-old building. There's no lifts. So for those that went to Smurf, you know it was on the 2nd story. Yeah, they had to carry this up the stairs. So this is how Phoenix was transported around. Literally put it on a pallet, pump it around, and then anytime it had to go up or down stairs. Yeah. Also, shout out to the E3D folks. Like that guy's the president of E3D. He's helping us move shit around. Like, come on. E3D is amazing, folks. So yeah. Yeah, 3D printed handle mods. Yeah, there's handles for it. How much does it weigh? 250 pounds. Shipping weight was 306 with the crate, if I remember correctly. When they were loading, it was a pain. Yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah, Jake, it's a big thing. It's a huge boy. It's a massive printer. So the fun thing was, we were building it on Friday. Well, actually, I wasn't. E3D was really nice and had like a little get together where we had like a tour of E3D. And I got videos of it. You know what? Should I show the? Yeah, I'll show this tour of E3D. So there's Max and everyone in E3D's break room wiring this thing up. I don't think anything I recorded covers under NDA. If anyone from E3D is watching, and if you see anything that I shouldn't show, yell at me. But I think everything here is okay. Yeah, but yeah, we were getting this all. For some reason, I recorded a bunch of stuff in slow-mo. Don't ask me why. I just did. So yeah, we were all setting it up in the E3D break room. Because, was this the first home? Yeah, first home. Guess how it went? On the fly. So yeah, so honestly, ERF or Smurf, okay. Rep Fest, I know we like the roof. We gotta stop with the roofs. There's too many roofs. There's ERF, Murph, Smurf. ERF is now 3D Printopia, so at least we can't say roof anymore. Yeah. For the cinematic, have the heaviest machine at Smurf, and then you guys showed up with that. Yeah, how much? What's the weight of the Millennium Mill? Which, by the way, the audio is okay with that. There's a few areas I had to kind of play around with, but we should be okay with the audio for that. And then also I brought back some goodies. So let me go get the goodies. It must be the test. Okay. Next event. Well, the one that makes sense is Bay Area. So if they do a Bay Area Rep Fest, then it'll be BARF, and that kind of works. So, how do you ship something like that? In a giant wooden crate. So I did bring back some goodies, and some other things. Oop. Oh no, I'm dropping stuff. So these will probably end up actually putting these on the stream today, because why not? High flow obsidian hot ends for Bamboo Labs. So these are a thing. I think E3D announced them. I don't know. Alan did a video on it. Mandic really already had a video on it, so I'm assuming these are public now. So there's your E3D high flow obsidian for bamboo machines. So these are a thing. So we'll probably put these in one of the machines. I've got a roto. Got another one of those. The guys at Mellow hooked me up with some fly boards. I got an orbiter, but this will be fun because we'll compare it to the Riva Roto. We've got, as I like to put, drama in a box. And then Sanity was nice enough to snag me a box of the limited edition Prusament Super Galaxy PLA. And then stickers and whatnot. Bamboo announced it. Oh yeah, so it is. Is that a Pay Money Wubby shirt? You betcha! You betcha! Why, who doesn't like shirt with anime cat girls on it? Where is High Flow Obsidian Revo? Out now, out soon. It has to do with production. The production of these ones is slightly different than Revos. Believe me, company wants to sell you things. They want to put stuff out as much as they can so they could sell you things. If they haven't released it yet, it's probably good for a good reason. Like it's what is drama in a box? Oh, it's a cartographer. It's a cartographer. It's an eddy current sensor. I'm not going to dive into it because if you're on Twitter, you know about the drama. But it's an eddy current sensor, which is just a thing that anyone could do. Anyways, it is terrible and it doesn't hold up to high chamber temps. Cool, we're putting it on a printer that's not enclosed. So that is kind of bleh. Yeah, so this is the silent cartographer. It's level 3 of Halo, or no, shoot. Somebody fact check me. It's level 3, right? Because the first one is, no, it's level 4, because level 3 is the sniper level, isn't it? Level 3 is, you got the ship and Halo. And then there's the one where you get on the Covenant ship to rescue keys, and then silent cartographer. Am I right? Am I right? Somebody make sure I'm not screwing up my Halo lore. 4th mission. Yeah, it's 4th. So silent cartographer is the 4th mission. Yeah. Somewhat right. But yeah, it was really fun. Honestly, Smurf. As far as experiences go, Smurf was probably the most fun I've had at a Rep Fest so far. In terms of like just the event, it was like, for those that were wondering where it was at Oxford University's exam hall, which was built in 1876 or something like that. So this is the venue. Like it's this massive like hall. Like you got paintings of old guys on the walls. Like look at this. This is where it was held at. Like, holy shit, like, normal UK stuff. Yeah, I know. By the way, y'all need to learn about insulation. Insulation's this cool thing. You put it in your walls and it makes it so you don't have really cold drafts and you don't have to run your heater at max all the time, so your power bills go down. It's an interesting novel concept that you guys just don't have, apparently. It's just not a thing there, I guess. Nobody cares for it. They're all happy living in their drafty old buildings, apparently. How did it feel? It was pretty good because a lot of the buildings that are older than my country serve alcohol. So yeah. Rooms tell stories. Yeah. But no, it was fun. It was really fun. Insulation will never cut. I know. I love how like people from like, oh, you know, oh, you build your houses out of wood. Yeah, my house is like R70 insulation. I turn my heater on in the morning and it keeps the house warm for the whole day. But yeah, sure, your house is built out of bricks from like 18 wars ago. That's cool. My house is insulated with double glazed windows, and I don't have lead in the walls. They offer a little bit cheaper venues. So the thing is, the venue's amazing. Also, I won't say I'm lazy. I really like not traveling when I get somewhere. This is the view of the venue from the front door of my hotel. like literally, my hotel was right across from the venue. Like literally, that's the taxi that dropped me off. I'm standing in the archway of my hotel. There's the venue. Like, we were right up here. So we're this built room and this room. It's like right there. Is there a Kraken? No, I do have a Leviathan though. I do have a Leviathan. It's downstairs. I didn't get a Kraken for two reasons. One, I didn't ask for one. And I don't know if they have spares. But two, anything I put it in would be massive overkill. It would be massively overkill to put a Kraken in anything I own. The Kraken, for those that don't know, is the driver board or the control board that Big Tree Tech worked with the guys with Voron to design for Phoenix. It is all 2160s. 4 of them are high volts for XY. It uses 4 motors for XY because it's IDEX, Core XY. 2 completely independent belt pass. It's really cool. And it weighs like a pound. This controller board, like, you can bludgeon somebody with it. It is beefcake. Let me see here. Yeah. This was the one they auctioned off. So that's what the production version looks like. So it's got the red heatsink. So this is what the production version. A pound sterling. Yes, it's a pound sterling. So it's 2160s. And some people are like, oh my God, it's a cut down version of the 5160s. You lose the motion controller. So that means you can't do sensorless, which you can't do on an IDEX machine anyways, because it's not accurate enough. So we're basically getting rid of stuff we don't need. We're not paying for stuff you don't need. And it allows you to have a nice, clean, all-in-one package instead of, you know, massive drivers this big that are independent. And you could do a massive heat sink through it. Look how big those caps are. Look at them caps. Look at them caps. But yeah, you took the humble deer. You took the Kraken ducks home. It was great meeting you, by the way. No cap, for real, for real, real. So what do you guys want to talk about today? Because like, at some point I'll pull the bamboo off there and we'll put one of these, because I think I got a 0.6 and a point. Yeah, I got a 0.6 and a 0.4. So at some point we'll put this in the bamboo. So let me put all this. So I got, what did I get? Mellow gave me some stuff. If there'll be an extruder Diamondback, I don't know. I can't comment on things that aren't public. So, oh, that's just that board. Okay. Phoenix is Core XY. Yes, it is IDEX Core XY. So Phoenix actually borrows some design inspiration from, what's it called? Tridex. in terms of the belting system and all that jazz. So it borrows some from that. What did I get? They sent me, somebody out there gave me the flyboard, some flyboard or something. I haven't really dug into the box yet, but it's a control board for RepRap. There's an ERKFA V2 on the Discord. Let me check. Oh yeah, some people put some pictures. So let's see what we got here. Dismiss. Oh yeah, this was cool. Here's a Smurf adjacent. This one is signed by. Yeah, so this guy was carrying around this machine for like a good chunk of the day on Sunday and got a bunch of us to sign it. So there's my signature. So that was pretty cool. There's a Steve for reference. So we got that. Yeah, somebody said there's an ERKFA V2 teaser. Where is that? Did you post it in the right channel? Well, I don't see it. Oh well. Why did they put screws on the Z axis? Weight. You can do belts. They could have done belts, but they wanted something that would be rigid while the power was off. Because of how heavy the machine is, especially the gantry. The gantry is all 3030s and MGN 12 rails. It's a heavy machine. So it could have been just fine with belt. You could have done 9mm belts or even thicker, and it probably would have been okay. But from my understanding, they went with ball screws simply so that when the machine's powered off, everything stays where it's at. You don't have to worry about drooping. You don't have to worry about it like kind of shimmying around or whatever. There's a lot of weight at play, and it's just easier to go ball screw. Now, why ball screws over lead screws? Because let's be honest, lead screws are kind of shit. We just use them because they're cheap. And on a machine like that, why are you doing cheap? So it's ball screws, simple as that. In the ERKFA channel. Oh, okay, on which Discord? I'm assuming the Voron Discord. There you go. There's the teaser image. There we go. I'm not gonna go digging through the Voron Design Discord. There's hundreds of channels on that Discord. Worried about the wobble. Well, the gantry is constrained by 4 rails. So you don't gotta worry about the wobble. Max has one. I wish I had some pictures because, okay, so there's two Phoenixes that exist. Max has one, and there's the one that was brought to Smurf and given away or auctioned off. So the one Max has, he's been printing big things on it. He printed like a full buggy front for his kid's bike or something on it. So that one does print big things. It does fully function. It is, I don't have any video of it, unfortunately. I tried to get some from Max. He hasn't shared anything yet. But yeah, so there's one fully functional one, and there's that one, and then Steve's building one at some point. What is the design of my cup? It's just a random Gamer Subs design. That was vague. It's always vague. When's the release date? When it's done. It's amazing. I put out that little teaser video, and like the amount of people like, where's the STLs for the backpack? I want to print one. It's like, guys, it's not out yet. It's not done yet. One day. You'll see tomorrow's video. So tomorrow's video, I've got it almost edited, is gonna be Voron Phoenix. So tomorrow's video is for Voron Phoenix only, pretty much. So that will be tomorrow's video, and then there's a whole bunch of other videos. I got to wear a jetpack. That was cool. I did an interview with, is it Mike Matt Denton? Mike Denton? Matt? He built a jetpack. So that's cool. We got 377 people here, and only 98 people like the smash button. Oh, geez. Well, if you're entering for the draw to win some filament, don't forget to like the smash button. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. Yeah. So the original plan, for those that don't know, was V24 / it's now Phoenix. The plan was originally for it to be released by the end of this year. That ain't happening. For those that don't know, Max was involved working with Ellie from Cocoa Press to get the Cocoa Press designed, and then just other things happen. Fun fact, when you're an open source small development team, timetables shift. It happens. I mean, we're happy to refund any down payments y'all have made to the Voron design team for your pre-order of a download of CAD files. So if you could just send me the receipt for how much you paid for the pre-order of the CAD files and manual to be released by the end of the year, I'll happily refund that amount if you have an issue. That's kind of like our go-to when somebody complains about timings with Voron. It's like, we're happy to refund whatever you paid. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. So let's just go through my vlog. And by vlog, I mean everything I recorded on my phone. It's giving out money. Yeah, I'm giving out money. Hey, I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks, so if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member. Because believe me, I checked my YouTube metrics over the past 2 weeks. They haven't been friendly. Oh. Okay, I gotta get this down. How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? Do I want to? I just. Ooh. Oh, I did a multicolor. I keep forgetting to put a purge box back here. That's a mess. Okay. Well, you know what, Bamboo? I'm not gonna bother with this. Off. We're gonna change out the hot end right here. Yeah. Because why not? Take that off. There we go. Yeah, let's just change the hot end out right here. Jeff Montgomery, gifting 20 community memberships. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I stuck my hand in the poop. I forgot I printed a bunch of stuff and there's no purge bucket behind there, so it's a big pile of poop back there. So there we go. So we're gonna do the high flow obsidian 0.4. So if you want to, I'm assuming that I can't remember if there's an NDA on this. I'm assuming not, because Alan did a video on it already that's public. So, hey, there you go. Hey, look, it's a thing. Ooh. Focus, focus, focus. Okay, guess we'll do this one. Woo. There you go. Focus, come on. Why aren't you focusing? There, whatever. Yeah, so 0.4 E3D Obsidian. So I believe Alan was like, so for those that don't know, the hot end on a Bamboo is not really a high flow hot end. It can do higher flow than like a V6, but it's not really a true high flow. With a lot of filaments, it caps out like 12 to 50 millimeters cubed a second. With their specialty filaments that are specially formulated, it can do a bit higher, but with like a lot of just generic ABSs and whatnot, you start to run into issues actually kind of pretty quick with high speed. This gets up to like, I think like 27 millimeters cubed a second or something like that. It not doubles it, but it's a pretty good chunk of almost double. So how does it get higher flow? It does the same thing that it uses the high flow stuff. It does the nozzle geometry thing. Let me E3D. So yeah, you get like 60% higher flow than the stock hot end, which I still don't know why they never shipped this machine with a true high flow. Yeah, it uses the CHT type thing. Why can't I can't click on any of these. Okay, well, there we go. So there you go. It's already sold out. Wow, that went quick. Matt, $10, cheers, appreciate it. Hopefully this helps with the analytics. It does, believe me, it does. Decide they didn't need it, room for future. Well, you always come out with the standard first, because let's be honest, majority of people don't need high flow. The majority of people don't need high flow. But some people do. But the majority of people don't. So if you're coming out with a new product to market it kind of makes sense that you come out with the product that the majority of people will use first, and then you branch out. Or you do the Tesla thing where you come out with the high-end product first, get known as a company that makes, you know, higher quality things, and then you start coming out with cheaper options. So you don't diminish your brand because you've already established that you come out with higher things. So that's why Tesla came out with like the Model S and the Model X, and then they come out with the cheap cars, which aren't really that cheap and aren't really that good, the Model 3 and the Model Y. So you do what Bamboo did. You come out with the X1 and the P1P, and now you come out with bed flingers. You know, you said you hate bed flingers. And now you come out with 2 of them. That was a surprise. But obviously, if they're making them and they're selling them, there's obviously market demand for them. So it is what it is. Colin, $10. Cheers. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too. Tesla higher quality. Actually, good point. Let me rephrase that. You come out with the more premium option first. So you have higher margins usually on the higher end stuff than you do with the lower end stuff. Okay, come on out. Why won't you come? Do I have filament loaded in you? Oh, I have filament loaded in you. Maybe I should have unloaded filament first. Yeah. Yeah, I probably should have unloaded the filament first. Well, let's turn it on and unload filament. It's probably gonna yell at me because I don't have this plugged in. You know, that's a part cooling fan. Come on. Where's the unload filament? Unload. There you go. Unload the filament. Yeah, Tesla. Yeah, the original Roadster was that. A1 is 235. Is the A1 235 cubed? Is it 235? Really? Like, did it even go to 250? Why would you have a separate bed SKU? Why would you not use the same bed? Also, shut up. Okay, I need somebody, we're gonna do a little science experiment here also, because somebody from the UK informed me of something with the Bamboo. Who here in chat right now has a Bamboo X1 or P1P or P1S or whatever the heck they're called, the cubed one? Who here has one of that and they live in a zone where the power is 220 volt? Okay, but do you live somewhere where it's 220 volt? Okay, so that filament's out. Good. Now I can turn it off. Now we need to wait for that to cool now. Okay. I do. Cool. Okay. We're gonna do a drag race in a minute. Because somebody informed me of something about the way the beds are on these machines that I kind of don't like, but I get why they did it. So, for those that are in 220 volt land, if you could do me a favor and just time how long it takes your bed to go from standstill ambient room temperature to 100 degrees, okay? So if you could just, you know, just tell the bed to heat to 100 and time how long it takes to go from like room temperature to 100. And by the way, for those that keep auto correcting me, like who keep going, oh, it's 230, it's 240. Power supply say 110 or 220. That's why I say 110 or 220. Because that's the mean or average voltage, because sometimes it varies. So 110 or 220 is what the devices run to. The power in the wall is sometimes higher. Usually it is higher because there's losses, right? The further away you go from the power plant and stations, you usually have a voltage drop. So devices are designed to run at 110 or 220, but the power in the wall is 120 or 240 up to, but it could potentially fluctuate. What build plate? Doesn't matter the build plate. It's how long it takes the Bamboo X1 or the P1S or whatever to heat up to 220, or correction, 100, how long it takes. Because apparently they all have 110 beds in them. Because if you notice, there's no switch on these machines to tell it the voltage. There's no input voltage. Apparently, so if you've been watching me, you know I complain how long it takes the bed on mine to heat up. It's apparently it's a lower spec 110 bed that just happens to not short out at 220. Like, or sorry, let me rephrase that. It's a 110 bed that happens to just kind of barely, like, happens to work okay at 220. So it heats up real quick in 220 land, but in 110 land, it's slow. So apparently that's what they did. Somebody was telling me this at Smurf, because I was complaining. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, it takes forever for the beds to heat up. I'm like, mine heats up right away. And apparently that's what it does. I know it's an auto switching power supply. That's fine. That's fine. UHPs. UHPs are great. We have them in Voron Phoenix. So a UHP power supply is fine. Okay, so don't burn myself on this hot end. That is still hot. By the way, I hate these clips. I hate the clips they use on this machine. Like, why you gotta use these stupid special clips? Come on. Come on. So yeah, somebody was telling me that, and I want to double check. So I want to do a drag race to see how long it takes mine to heat up and how long it takes somebody else's to heat up. Ohm's law, higher voltage, higher current. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Wow, this has seen some use. Really? Is it? Yeah, that's from the carbon fiber. Oh shoot, is mine starting to do it too? I'm getting rust buildup on mine. That's not good. 84 seconds. Wow. A minute 40, 84 seconds. 23 to 100. So anywhere from 8, yeah, I'm here, I'll show you. See like right there, I'm getting like rusting. Hopefully that's not my gears, because apparently the metal gears on here are kind of like known to rust, and I really don't want to open that up. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay, let's swap this out. Be more likely for the build plate here to be... No, it's... Because I can't remember if it's... It could be a 220 bed that just happens to run okay at 110, or it's a 110 bed that happens to be okay at 220. But the problem is it's a one-size-fits-all bed. So if you're in North America, you kind of have to deal with reduced performance. Just under 90 seconds from 19C to 100. Okay, so I'll be interested to see what I get. Okay, so as far as I'm aware, we have to reuse pretty much everything for this. So we got, so this is the old heater, so this is the new heater, and we get a new sock, we get some goop, we get some screws, and we get that. So we have to reuse, hopefully, is this still hot? Actually it is. Oh geez, so this is the original sock, and it's like falling apart. That's crumbling. 15 to 182 seconds, okay. Turn the text off, there we go. Okay, so take the clip off. The nozzle's still a little hot, so I'm trying not to burn myself. There we go. So we got our heater. And our thermistor. There we go. How fast does mine go? Well, we can't really check right now considering I got the tool head ripped out, but we'll check in a second. Is the shirt blue or purple? Yes. So we put this thermal paste there, and then we put a little there for the thermistor. There we go. And then we got a new clip. Okay, come on. There we go. Not a huge fan of this design. Like, I know why they do it. I'm always a little hesitant with it. There we go. There we go. So that's clipped on. Then we get a new sock, which goes this way. And this is a beefier sock. Yeah, this sock is beefier than the old one. Make sure those tabs are over it. Oh yeah, so old sock versus new sock, yeah. They made the new sock a lot beefier. And then trying to remember which way the fan goes on. Shit. Which way does the fan go on? That way? Yeah, it goes on. It pinches the wires on, right? Yeah. The PS1 pulls 1,000 watts while it's heating. That's UK 240. That leads me to believe it's a 110 bed. Or it's a bed spec for 110 that just happens to be down spec'd enough that it doesn't trip anything when you run it at 220. Which I kind of don't like, but it is what it is. Okay, and then we get new screws. Ooh. Okay, let's plug this back in, turn it back on. 1,000 watts, really? Yeah. They chug power. There we go. One, two. There we go. Oliver, $2. Cheers. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I'm not doing fantastic. I'm doing okay. We'll see how we go in a couple days. We're still in recovery mode. I think honestly, just the stress of the travel on that last day there, because I've got some travel stories. We'll go through some travel stories once we get this all back together. Because this was a fun trip in terms of traveling. Put it that way. And you plug in there. I hate these little connectors. Of course, everything is non-standard. Hopefully you never break one, because if you break one, you can't fix it easily. I need tweezers. Bridgestone. I went to this nice little cafe for breakfast most days there. They had this nice little breakfast tea and a croissant with some jam. And that's what I had for breakfast every day. And it was nice. I liked it. Also, the fact you don't have iced coffee kind of annoys me. There we go. Turn the printer back on. Yeah, also when I go into like a place, I'm like, hey, can I get a coffee? And they're like, what kind of coffee? I'm like, bean juice. And put a little cream in it. And I get like this like weird thing with like a frickin' leaf on it. I don't know. Yeah. Like for me, if you tell me coffee, it's just coffee. If you say something else, then it's something else. Don't forget to PID tune it. Oh wait, Okay, so are we online? We are online. Okay, so let's do this Orca slicer. Okay, and where's Orca? There's Orca. Okay, project device. There we go. Connecting. There we go. Okay. So let's see here. So we are currently at 18 on the bed. So let's see how long it takes this bed to get up to 100. Let's see here. Thought I figured, oh yeah, it's a setting I gotta turn off before I put the stream live, I'm sorry. Yeah, see, now you guys know why I complain about why it takes so long to heat up. It's because they have a one bed fits all. It's a mains bed, but it's down tuned for North American, and then it just runs really hot in Europe. So now that somebody explained that to me, it makes so much sense. So instead of having two separate SKUs, they use the same bed. It just runs really slow in North America and heats up real quick in Europe. So now we know. So it's either a 110 bed that just happens to heat up real quickly, but not short anything or blow a fuse in Europe land, or it's a Europe land bed that just dog slow in North America. That printer be broke. Nope, my P1P does the same thing. My P1P has the exact same behavior. And also, if this was broken, and if it was heating up this slow, if it was expecting to be at 100 by now and it was at 140, considering you can't PID tube these and the PID loops are built into the firmware, then something would be wrong. It should be erroring out. So I'm assuming it's not wrong. Compared to an Ender. We're not doing comparison here. I know it's fast compared to an Ender bed, compared to a 24 volt bed, but yeah. Hook it up to 220. I don't have a 220 plug out here, although I do have the actual power that comes into my house. So I do have a breaker there that I could put a 220 plug in at some point, which I probably will actually for an electric vehicle or something. Yeah, look how long this has taken. 56. Yeah, and this is with the door closed too. Be careful, we'll get a Nero after dark. Yeah, it's a 4x modifier. It's a 4x modifier. So if you run something that's designed for 110 volts at 220, it's 4 times the amperage, right? That's basically what it does. So that's why you blow fuses. If you try to run something that's 110 in 220 land, which unfortunately that's what happened to Poly. I feel so bad for Mark from Poly. So the building we were in, the wiring was old. So some of the breakers and whatever, some of the runs were only getting fed like 75 watts. We were checking some of them. The wiring in that building, we blew fuses with Phoenix. There we blew Phoenix, we blew fuses, we blew breakers with Phoenix there. My P1P took 8 minutes to go from 21 to 100. Peds, are you in North America or are you in 220 land? But yeah, so what ended up happening with Poly, I feel so bad for Mark. They blew a fuse, or they blew something in their machine because of the voltage. Something wasn't quite set up, like something wasn't set up for Europe voltage, and it popped something in their machine. It sucks. Because they also blew a cable. It was like the wiring in that building is old, and some of these printers were drawing some pretty heavy charges. So come on, so we're at 77. We're at 4 minutes. So people were saying 90 seconds to hit 100 in Europe, and it's the same machine. So yeah, they use one bed, which they're not doing anything wrong. I want to clarify this. Bamboo's not doing anything wrong. It's just somebody pointed this out to me at Smurf, and I wanted to test it to see if it was true, and it appears so, that they use the same bed. So it's a down spec bed for North America, means it heats up really fast in Europe land. And as long as it's within safety margins, which I'm assuming they are because they sell them there and Europe's crazy about certification. So I'm assuming what they're doing is safe. Please don't take what I'm saying as me trying to poo-poo on them. We've done enough of that in the past. It's just, now I know for sure because I've always complained how long this thing takes to heat up. Because I take that into account, why I don't use this machine when I need to print like one small thing. Because the prep time it takes this machine to get up and running is annoying. Because my V0 heats up quicker. So. Is that why the lights dimmed a few times? Yes. Rushmere, yes. They had a 110 bed in that thing, and they plugged it in, and it went pop. And I think it took out some other electronics too. It looks slow. Iconic Fab, that's because you're running at 220. This is running at 110 volt. So it's yeah. So, yeah, so for those in North America, if you want to get the most out of your Bamboo machines, you need 220. Which means it runs more efficiently, let's be honest. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to actually measure amperage loads out here, so I can't see how many watts it's sucking down doing this. So if I don't blow anything, I want to put a 160 watt 24 volt bed on my V0. Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, it's the wattage. So I'm interested in what the actual wattage draw time for a kilowatt. I need to get one. The problem is I've got so many things plugged in, like it'd be hard to like, because I've got all these printers are on one circuit and they're on a big power bar. So 95, yeah, it's gonna take 8 minutes. Held in a classroom. It was held in Oxford University Exam Hall. So how long does it take? Yeah, man. $99. It's gonna take 8 minutes. It's gonna take 8 minutes to heat up. Yep, 8 minutes. Was anyone there for the owls? I had to buy my wife some stuff from the Harry Potter store in Oxford. Yeah, that shit ain't cheap. So yeah, so it takes 8 minutes to heat the bed up. So this machine in Europe land, that explains so much now. That explains so much now. Wow, that explains so much. Okay, let's print something. I gotta check this hot end. So let's print something. What are we gonna print? Screw it. Let's do a mini Joel. Why not? Let's do a mini Joel. Support, enable support, trees, auto, default, organic, and bamboo PLA. Is this PLA? No, that's ABS. Bamboo ABS, speed, draft. I want this to go fast. Slice plate. I want to go fast. So that's 34. How fast are we going? Line type, speed. Or no, I want flow rate. Flow rate. Flow. Why is that layer so much faster than the rest? Why is that layer so much faster? What is going on here? Right there. Why is that layer? Okay, whatever. Print plate. There we go. Send. There we go. So we'll let that do its thing. Stable support. I'm doing it with support because I want to see how the support fares. Did I miss the A1 rant yet? Oh, you guys want an A1 rant? Okay, let me pull a picture of it up. Ready? Bamboo Lab. A1. Let me pull it up here. Okay. So let me find a picture of it. Okay, here we go. Okay. If you didn't think they were gonna do this, you're dumb. I really don't have a rant. Like this makes the most sense. This is literally, okay, so the company that said we don't like bed flingers, this is their second bed flinger. Literally, they better be using the same bed spec. If they're using a different bed size, like if they're using something that isn't a 250 bed, I don't know why they're wasting SKUs. But this is a machine, I got really nothing against this machine. Like, I don't know, I got nothing against it. Yeah, let me turn the supports off actually, now that I think about it. I don't know, some people will buy it. I'm not going to. It's the A1 Mini, but bigger. So the same people that would buy an A1 who bought one and like, Rockstar. Okay, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out, but they haven't announced the PC version, so everyone's gonna buy it on the console, so then they can get you to double dip and buy the PC version. Okay, they did the same thing with Grand Theft Auto 5. Bamboo's doing the same thing here. They got the people that jumped in because, oh, I don't need the full enclosed one, but I'll buy the small one. And then it's like, oh, well, guess what? Small printers are very limiting, especially if you buy it as your first printer. I started with the Monoprice Select Mini. That was very limiting. So now they're gonna double dip. So people that bought the A1 Mini and are realizing, hey, that's a pretty small bed. I wish I had more. Now they're gonna get another sale out of them. Simple as that, it's marketing. They should have came out with both of them at the same time, but they didn't because they knew it would cannibalize A1 Mini sales. There's my tinfoil hat if you're wondering about that. Simple as that. Plate. But let's be honest, it's going to run the same control board, it's going to have the same tool head, it uses the same AMS light, which we all know those things work. The downside with the AMS light is you're only ever limited to 4 colors. You can't do what you do with the better AMS, which is a much better system in my opinion. You can't daisy chain them, so you're only ever going to be stuck with 4 colors, and you're going to have a little bit more room. So it's the A1 Mini, but a bit bigger. it depends on the pricing. If it's like $100 more than the A1 Mini, it's a bargain. If it's like $100 cheaper than a P1S, then it's a waste of money. That's kind of my opinion. It depends on where it ends up being price-wise. For those that just want a printer that just makes plastic boat and you don't want to ever have to fiddle with it and you don't care about a closed ecosystem, buy it. If you're like me and you like a little bit more control over your printers and what they do, there's other options out there. Because again, you could just buy a Saval SV06 and put an a Chameleon on it and do what that does and cheaper. Because I spent a bit of time talking with Bill. He's got a new version of the Chameleon. It's bloody awesome. Let's show you. Let me show you Bill's thing. Where is Bill's thing? I don't know if I actually. Yeah. So Bill's got a new version of the Chameleon. There it is set up on a K1. I don't know about you. This looks a lot cleaner than the AMS Lite. And it bolts on to pretty much any machine, and it's $180. And it now uses sensorless drivers. It's all smart. It does it all itself. There's no post-processing script. It's a simple G code. And it does all the determination of lengths and whatnot, and it automatically will feed into tool heads with drivers or with direct feed tool heads without requiring end stops. I'm doing a video on this. There is a video on it. This version of the Chameleon, I think I have a Chameleon. I have a Mark II. The older versions of the Chameleon are a little bit, you need to be a little bit techie to use them. This is the Mark IV version. It works, it's like, there it is right there. Like that's the whole package on the back of a K1. It does sensorless homing for filament feeding. It can detect where the Y splitter is automatically. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to Bill, see if I can get my hands on one of the Mark IVs, because I think that is. Here's the thing with the Bamboo machines. I've got nothing against them, as much as you may think, and as much as the Bamboo diehards. I've got issues with the way the company operates and some of their design choices, but the machines themselves are fine. They're just not my type of machine. But there are people that will buy those machines. I just kind of wish they would open stuff up more. For example, the full-size AMS that the P1P and these ones run on, I prefer this setup way better than the AMS Lite. I think the AMS Lite is a step back, in my personal opinion. They went backwards with the AMS Lite. Yes, it supports a couple more spool types and sizes than this one, but they went backwards. And the downside is, because of the way they design their ecosystem, you can't put the better AMS on the A1. You can't. They straight up said you can't. They won't support it. So you can't mix and match. Versus, you know, us in the open source community is like, I want to put that shit on everything. Go for it. Who cares? So yeah, like you know, it'd be great if you could put the better AMS with the built-in rewinder, with the built-in enclosure, and the more compact size, and the cleaner, like less, you know, million wires everywhere and bone tubes. But you can't. It is what it is. I like the fact that it grabs the middle of the spool. But yeah, like it's, I don't know. It is what it is. It's all about the money. Well, yeah, let's be honest, all companies are for profit at some point. Do I have a favorite multicolor system? Multicolor, the Bamboo AMS system, not the AMS Lite. The actual Bamboo AMS system is my favorite multicolor setup. Multi-material is a tool changer, like the Prusa XL. These are not multicolor these are not multi-material setups. You're not running a TPU, a PETG, a PLA, and an ABS at the same time on these setups. You're not. You need a tool changer for that. At best, you might be able to get by with like similar materials, but they're not multi-material, they're multicolors. These are Hue Forge machines, which we still need to play with one day. Having one AMS to color changer would be cents per logistic angle. I think having one AMS to color changer them would make sense periodically. What? But yeah, so that's that. So TLDR, if you like the A1 and you want a bit more room, buy this, I guess. Or get like an SV06 and put a chameleon on it. Does the same thing and cheaper. I don't know what the final price of this is though. I don't know what the final price is. So this will come down to the price. If it's $100 more than the A1 Mini, it's a steal. If it's $100 less than the P1P or the P1S, it's a waste in my opinion. If it's in between that, we'll see. I mean, it's a bed flinger. There's a million of them out there already. I have an MMU3 going to build an ERCFA. Not gonna lie, they seem very similar. Oh yeah, they had an let me find the video here. I think I have it. Where is it? Where is it? They had an MMU3 yeah. So they had an MMU3 printing away at the Prusa booth, and it was running all weekend without any issues. Like it was printing away all weekend without issues, the MMU3. So I guess they finally sorted it out, because I know the MMU2 was a little finicky. But yeah, Prusa had an MMU3 running all weekend at the booth with no issues. And this could do 5 colors. Ooh, that's one more. So the only downside with this, it's a more traditional system, so you have the purge. That's kind of really the only downside. Someone MMU2S mod that 12 colors. It's like the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder. You can max it out as many as you want. Even the 3D chameleon, you could daisy chain 3D chameleons together. So you can actually have infinite colors on a 3D chameleon if you wanted to. Versus 4, which I don't know, like I know, okay. The reason it's 4 is because the AMS has to fit on top of the machine. That's why it's 4. Like, think about it. Every other multi-material system out there is like 5 colors, except for the AMS, it's 4. And it's 4 because that's how big they can make it fit and still fit on top of the machine. So they could have made it bigger and done 5 like everyone else, but they made it the same size as the machine, so it's 4. But you can daisy chain these ones. You can't daisy chain the AMS Lite, which kind of sucks. Trad rack is infinite. Yeah, Trad rack's same as ERCFA. It's DIY. So you can make them as big as you want. Oh, hey, we got some more pictures in the Discord here. So let's see here. Oh, somebody got a Smurf mug. I got one of these too. That was, oh, the armchair engineering folks. VZBot had a booth there. These were like 1:30 per thing. Yeah, there's the VZBot crew. Where's Humble? Where are you, Humble Deer? You're not in here. Oh, here we go. 256. Okay, they're smart. They use the same footprint. 3D Chameleon Mark IV. They have the new versions of Mark IV. Any Magneto X update? Soon. They plan to have one printing. They brought one to Smurf and it was supposed to be printing. Unfortunately, wonky electronics and 220 volt land in an ancient building equals smoke. So unfortunately, they had some electrical issues. They weren't the only ones. We fried some stuff on Phoenix the first time we fired it up. So. Oh, you're the one taking the pictures. Oh. Who is pinging me on the Voron Discord? Oh. Oh, that's the ERCFA too. Okay. Oh, it's not public yet. Oh, okay. I can't share that picture then. Never mind. Ooh, that looks good. That looks real good. Okay, well, I can't show that picture yet because it's not public. The Chameleon 2 now, and it's 180. Let me pull up the site. Let me pull up Bill's site. 3D Mark III. Okay, this was the Mark IV. You may want to hold off because the Mark III has new electronics in it. And new firmware. So I don't think it's available on the site yet. Now FL Sun. Now Bamboo Lab will make a Delta. Hey, they never said no more Deltas, right? Remember, Bamboo said we don't like bed flingers. Okay, they never said Delta, so they're okay to make bed flingers because they said they don't like bed flingers, so they're okay to make bed flingers. They never said end of Deltas. Ooh, we're printing without a brim too on the Mini Joel. This will be fun. Yeah, it'll be interesting what the price is for that. Okay, let's go through my travel vlog. Let's go through the travel vlog. The Mark II will evolve into the Mark III upgrade path. I don't know for the Chameleon. I don't know for the Chameleon because there's a big change in the electronics with the new version. I don't know if it's just like swapping out the drivers and flashing new firmware. I don't know for sure. We just talked about the 4. Even Prusa is launching a Delta. Yes and no. Prusa bought Trilabs, who has now been renamed to Prusa Pro. So it is a Prusa Delta, but it's a Prusa Pro Delta. It's a different line. It's a professional line of machines, which that's what you want nowadays. Government contracts are Gucci. Okay, so you guys want to go through the vlog, which I might actually make a travel vlog at some point. So let's go through the weekend of Smurf. Let's recap my Smurf adventure as much as I can. So, fun fish fact. When they say you could show up to your airport 2 hours early, and you be a good boy and you show up 2 hours early, if it's a small regional airport that takes 2 minutes to go through security, don't show up 2 hours early. Because you end up just sitting on the or in the lounge waiting for your plane to show up and enjoying overpriced beer. So there's my chariot that took me to Toronto. Everything on the way there was delayed. This flight took was an hour late taking off. And people are still, I love this at airports. People are still getting off the plane. People are still getting off the plane. And people are already lining up to get on the plane. Now, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Whether you're the first person to get on the plane or the last person to get on the plane, your seat doesn't change and the plane still takes off at the same time. Greg, $5 cheers. Sorry, 5 quid. Cheers. Thanks for the selfie. It was nice to briefly meet you at Smurf. Cheers. So yeah, that was fun. So this plane was late, which really sucked because I had an hour and 20-minute layover. And this plane took off an hour late. So yeah, Air Canada Express. Yeah, so much for Express. So it took off an hour late. So I had like 10 minutes to get between the gates. And I ran, which like running through the airport, but I got an empty seat next to me, so I was really happy. There's the plane taking off. Ooh, whole bunch of nothing. There's flying over. There's Detroit. You can see the Renaissance Center, or whatever the heck that building's called now. Air Canada. Oh, Arctangent. It gets better. It gets better. So there's flying over. You can see the mall. There's our mall. I think we're over Detroit here, or still over Canada. I don't know. It was really cloudy. I think this is coming to land in Toronto. Yeah, this was landing in Toronto. I'm just gonna mute all the audio. Look at the gaming Discord real quick. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Steve! Hi, Steve! They're recording 4K on my phone, yeah, but it's nighttime and it's a phone, so it's not gonna be the greatest. So yeah, so fun fact, so we get let off on the tarmac because it's a little puddle jumper flight. So I had to like run through the airport, so this is me talking, to get to my plane. And there's the 787-9 Dreamliner. That was actually a really nice flight to fly in. The plane was really smooth. So yay, on the plane. And there's the flight across the pond. So what ended up happening was the flight took an extra half hour to board. The Air Canada flight that I took, I guess is like it's an existing run. So it goes from Toronto to London to Mumbai, India, and then it goes back. So it just does that constantly. So because of that, it has to deplane everyone and then replane everyone in London. Because like how long is the flight? The flight from Toronto to Heathrow is like 8 hours. Or it's like 6.5 hours there, 8 hours back, because you're flying into the wind on the way back. So because it like has to deplane everyone and replane, it took forever to reboard everyone. And I don't know if there's like something going on in India or something, but there was like half my flight was families with a lot of elderly people, which may explain why I'm sick. So we were a half hour getting everyone on the plane, and then they had to unload the plane because they loaded 5 people's luggage who weren't on our flight. And apparently you're not supposed to have luggage on a plane for somebody who's not on the plane. So they had to unload all the baggage, go through all the cans, because for those that fly international, you put the baggage in like a bomb-proof can that goes in the belly of the plane. They had to open all those up, find the 5 luggages, and then repack the plane. So we didn't take off for like 2 hours. So we sat on the tarmac for like 2 hours waiting to take off. So I was supposed to get in at like 8:30. Yeah, this is me like an hour and a half in of just sitting here, just like not going anywhere. And then of course they play ads on the TV. Like you're stuck like, so there's Hide the Pain Herald. That annoyed me. Air Canada, if you're gonna delay the plane for 2 hours because you goofed, okay, at least give us free Wi-Fi, because I'm not paying $30 for Wi-Fi. So I ended up actually sleeping on the plane kind of okay. I slept like 4 hours on the plane. I slept all through like the Atlantic part. There's me being eepy on the plane. For a 2 hour delay, you might get water. Oh, they came by 1 hour in, they gave everyone water, and then all the flight staff disappeared. Like all the stewardesses and whatnot, they all just disappeared. Like it was like they like gave us water and they all disappeared because there are already people like yelling at them. So, because you know, yelling at the guy who gives you pretzels on a plane makes the plane move faster. You got 45 minutes worth of cat naps, Steve? That sucks. Yeah, I slept. Oh, apparently in England there's Cafe Nero, and everyone spent the entire trip. Every time somebody found one, they tweeted pictures at me of it. So this was me literally going down the escalator, and I'm like, oh shit. So I recorded a video. But they're like everywhere there, and I'm like, oh hey, there's me. And that was a better take of me doing. That's me. Face direction of travel. So this is Heathrow. Oh, this was Sanity and Nick Peach were like, hey, find me at baggage check 4. So I sent them this picture at baggage check 4, and I'm like, where are you guys? And like, oh, we're in terminal 3. And I'm like, oh, I'm in terminal 2. There's another Cafe Nero. Hi, Calvin.
Hi.
What are you doing out here? What do you want? Hey? What do you want?
No,
Hey!
it wanted open.
Are you allowed to have that?
Yeah, it opened.
Is that open? Okay, you can have that.
You have a closed one.
Yeah, I know I have a closed one. You can have that. Make sure you ask Mommy to make it for you, though.
How you make it?
Ooh, coffee. Thank you. The little guy knows I have hot cocoa bombs from the cocoa press in the fridge, so he knows where to get them at. So he came out here to go get one. So my mom, or so his mom, my wife, will make him one. So. So I guess he had a good day at school. What am I printing? We're printing a Joel because I just put the high flow obsidian in there. So I'm just printing an ABS print fast just to see how it was. Heathrow is somewhat, well, I was in Terminal 2, so it wasn't too bad. There enough signs. Like, honestly, Heathrow I found was easier to navigate than Denver Airport. Denver Airport was annoying. So there's another Cafe Nero. Mind the gap! It's the thing. It's the British thing. Paddington Station. We weren't supposed to go to Paddington Station. The trains. Oh my God, the trains. Okay, so I ended up running into Mandic Riley at the airport. He just happened to like be there when I tweeted that I had landed, and he's like, "Oh hey, same terminal." So we met up, and then we met up with Sanity and Nick from the Voron team, and then we're like, "Hey, okay, we need to get from Heathrow to Oxford." Okay, so we need to get from Heathrow to Oxford. Let me find a loop I can do here. Yeah, we'll just loop that. So we had to get from Heathrow to Oxford. So anyways, I'm like, hey, I've never been on a train before, and I've just been on a plane for 10 hours, okay? I wanna take a train, okay? I don't wanna be on the bus. I want something with leg room, and I can get up and walk around. So we went to the train terminal at London Heathrow, and I went to a guy, I'm like, hey, buddy, I need to get to Oxford. And he's like, righto, do you need Oxford Station? Do you need Oxford Square? I'm like, Oxford where the university is, the town. He's like, okay, buy this ticket and take these trains. And I'm like, cool. So the way it kind of works is it doesn't tell you what train to take. It tells you the stations to get to. So it's kind of annoying. So it's like, okay, so we had to go from London Heathrow to Hayes and something to Reading to Oxford. But it didn't tell us what train to take. It just, you had to take a train that led you there. So we're like, what train do we get on? And they're like, oh, this train. So we get on that train and we go to Hayes and Stalwart or whatever the first station is. And then we see train to Reading, canceled. And we're like, we need to get there. Okay, wait for the next one. The next one, canceled. So we're like, oh shoot. So eventually we found an employee and we're like, okay, we need to get to Oxford, but we need to get to Reading to get to Oxford, and we can't get to Reading. What do we do? And they're like, oh, take the train to Paddington. And it's like, okay, so we take the train to Paddington, and it's like, okay, we need to get to Oxford from Paddington. And they're like, okay, take the train to Reading. And I'm like, but that's canceled. They're like, no, you could take the train to Reading from here, but you couldn't take the train from Reading from there, because there's a train strike going on, and the Queen Elizabeth line was broken because a train track broke or something, and there's a strike going on with drivers. So eventually we ended up getting the train to Reading, and then we had to jump like 5 different terminals or stations at Reading till eventually the train to Oxford showed up at the right one. And then we got to Oxford Station. Luckily, that's where we had to go, because when we got to Oxford Station, they literally kicked everyone off the train and said, hey, we don't have any more drivers. Everyone off the train. If you have to keep going, figure it out later. Steve, you had luck with the trains because you were earlier than us. Apparently, everything goes bad at the end of the week with the trains in England. I took the 1 hour 30 bus directly from here. Zaz, I did that on the way back. So on the way back, I took the bus. I got on the bus. I got off the bus at this terminal. Easy peasy. But I didn't want to take the bus there for 2 reasons. One, I've never been on a train before. I wanted to go on a train. And 2, I wanted legroom. I wanted way more legroom. I didn't want to sit on a bus. I wanted to be able to get up and walk around. So knowing now, Train on Monday. Yeah, I was told the trains on Monday would be better too, but it was 25 quid to take the bus. It was an hour and 45 minutes to Terminal 2. So it was an hour 45-minute bus ride for 25 quid. Or it was 30 quid for the train. That was a little bit faster, but I also would have had to get a taxi to the train station because I didn't want to walk half an hour at 6 in the morning with all my luggage. So it would have cost me like almost double the price to save like half an hour. And the bus ride actually wasn't bad. The bus ride in the morning wasn't bad. There wasn't a lot of people on the bus. So going through the British countryside. So that was fun. And then I got in one of those black cabs or whatever that took me to the hotel. Which I'm never driving in the UK. Y'all roads suck. Paddington to Heathrow has an express line. They do when the Queen Elizabeth line wasn't down. This is just driving down a random street in Oxford. Did I get on a double-decker bus? I did not, unfortunately. So this is the venue. Again, this is the Oxford University Exam Hall, which is literally right across the street from my hotel, which was great. Hackney carriage is the best way to travel in London. Mini cabs will try and rip you off unless you're local. So there's like me right outside. There's the room. Me talking. I might do a travel vlog on the members for the Only Bench Yacht Club. I might do a travel vlog. I've got enough footage. I might. We'll see. Carriage is the black cabs. Okay. This was the great thing was everything was on this one street in Oxford. Like Steve could attest, everything was a 10-minute walk up and down this street for the most part. It was great. Walked everywhere. It was great. Also, I almost got hit by bikes so many times because I kept looking the wrong way on the street. I kept looking the wrong way, so I almost got hit by bikes many times. There's this building. That was cool. A lot of old buildings. A lot of old buildings. There you go. Old building. Like. Also, it got dark really. Oh, this is where we ate the first night. Turf Tavern. So, like, this is a street here. This is how you get to the tavern. So, follow along as we go to the tavern, which is from like the 12th century, by the way. Like, just look how old everything is. Yeah. And then you just go in like this little door. So there's the tavern. I don't think I have pictures from. Yeah, the Turf Tavern is the oldest pub. The pub was built in Cadditch, the moat outside the city wall, as gambling and betting was not permitted. Its foundation and use as a malt house can be dated back to 1381. And then there's a whole bunch of history about it. Apparently, a bunch of the people that worked on Harry Potter drank there and whatnot. It's also apparently where Bill Clinton did not inhale marijuanas. So I had a pint. Oh, another Cafe Nero. They had this nice little outdoor shop. It was really cool that night. Look at all the fudge. I was so bad at taking pictures. I know, I'm horrible at it. Like, I only took like 3 selfies this year. Just this old building. Everything is ancient. Like, look at that. And then take away mulled wine. So I was hoping for hard apple cider with a little bit of cinnamon that was warm, but they had hot mulled wine. You just get a mug of it and walk around. And we just stumbled into a courtyard and people were singing Christmas carols. So that was cool. And then whatever that is. Apparently they filmed a bunch of Harry Potter here. Like they used a bunch of the university for like stand-in for Harry Potter. So they probably did film like, Quidditch or something here at some point. I don't know. That's me in the hotel. This is the only thing that heated my hotel room, and it was freaking cold. This was just a random courtyard I wandered into one morning. I went for a walk one morning and literally just went down an alley and ended up in here. Just random Christmas tree in the middle of an alley or courtyard. I have no idea what this building is. It's old as shit, but I found it and I just wandered in. There you go. The Baldarian Libraries. There. Did my wife go with me? No, so she had to burn through like the last of her vacation time her paid sick leave to cover me going. Next year, if Smurf is on for next year, which I hope it is, and I think it is, I don't know for sure. I'm hoping we find out early enough that we can kind of schedule. I would love to make a trip out of it because I know a bunch of people on the Voron team went as like a vacation. Like Steve brought his wife and whatnot, and a bunch of people on the Voron team are at Pursa right now, and I'm totally not jealous. But yeah, next year I would love to make this like an actual like go for a week kind of thing. Like spend a week there as a vacation, like spend a couple days. And so this is at E3D HQ, working on Phoenix. There's Ellie, it's Josh, right? Bunch of people. Andrew, there's David, there's Joel. Everyone say hi, Joel. I'm pretty sure he's still sleeping off yesterday. I don't know why all this footage is in slow-mo. There's Pooch, Doc, working on a printer. I don't know why this is all slow-mo. I recorded a bunch of footage in slow-mo by accident. Oh, also I got Linus, my LTT, my plaid flannel LTT shirt, my button broke. I got to complain to Linus about that. Yeah, getting Phoenix going. Why no coverage of the surf film that's supporting the foundation? Why no? I don't have a spool. I only had room to bring back like one spool. Insanity had already got me a spool of some Prusament, so like I had no room to bring anything back. Like I was exploding with stuff to bring back. Like I couldn't fit anything else in my luggage to bring back. I was gonna buy one of the Smurf spools. I think they sold out. I'm pretty sure they sold out. And I donated a Taco Raven that was auctioned off for 255 pounds. So I helped. That was my way of helping the foundation. Also, I was part of the thing last year where a bunch of content creators donated their revenue that they made off their YouTube channel from December last year to Smurf. So I've done that too. So I'm in a couple £100 that I've donated to the foundation so far. 280. Was it 280? Oh, Steve would know. He bought it. I think this was the first time homing it. Yeah, and it crashed because somebody clipped the belt. So at 4 o'clock, the sun goes down. Yeah, so at 4 o'clock, the sun goes down there. It gets dark stupid early. At E3D. It's Andrew! There's Andre. Very blurry photo. This is me in a British car for the first time. And I'm like, where's the steering wheel? This tripped me out so much. This tripped me up so much, driving around in a British car. I'm like, where's the wheel? So this was the haul. This was setup day. Who got the Phoenix? I don't know for sure who ended up getting the Phoenix. There was a bit of a how do I word this? We thought a bunch of people thought the Phoenix would be auctioned off on the Sunday, not the Saturday. Put it that way. That's a jetpack. Yes, I did a video on it. So that's a jetpack. There's Phoenix. We got a metal table for it. Hooking everything up. This was machined, and there's Steve. This is actually the first time I saw anyone. These guys brought in a bunch of Star Trek droids. It was pretty cool. None of them moved around though. Like this guild didn't move. A bunch of these are Sam's too. I'm Batman. That's the Prusa one. There is the electronics thing. There's that MMU3, which this thing we ran all weekend fine. Like, no issues, so. For those wondering if the MMU3 works, this one does. Seems to be okay. This was the view from, we ended up going to, was it the Saturday night? Yeah, this was the Friday night for SSRs. Yeah, Phoenix has 4 beds. There's 4 300mm beds on it, and they fire up sequentially, so you don't blow a breaker. So one bed will heat up, and then once that bed heats up, then the next bed heats up, and the next bed heats up. So you don't blow a breaker. Which, fun fact, we fired them all up at once and blew a breaker. And then we also blew a fuse. This was a drink I got that cost me way too much, and the drink sucked, but it's called a lava lamp. So we went to an Instagram bar. They make all these kind of cool drinks like this, but it's definitely an Instagram bar. And that was 10 quid, and it sucked. How was the Wi-Fi? You guys watched the stream. I was on a private Wi-Fi that they had set up for like the exhibitors, so it was good enough. This was cool. It's a chicken basket. That's a chicken basket. 5.5K was a bargain for the Phoenix. The GPs, I will just say a bunch of people thought the auction for the Phoenix was supposed to be on the Sunday, not the Saturday. I think this is just a walk around. Yeah, so I'll let this play here. This is just a walk around. I think this was just before the show went live on the Saturday. So like final setup before, I think this is actually just as we opened up. Did I go to Nando's? I did not go to Nando's. It's the chicken place, right? That was a really cool build. That was a Brandon Builds custom build that was auctioned off. Oh, hey, there's the hot end. They had that flyer up before it was officially announced. Like, we all found out about it like Friday when we were at E3D. Like, oh, hey, we have this thing, we're announcing it. Yeah, and that was Brandon drinking there. There's LDO. Jason wasn't there, but I did talk to David for a bit. There's a lot of people named David in our line of work, I'm realizing. There's the jetpack again. Did anything surprise you? Kind of yes, kind of no. These guys were cool. The Diamondback guys are awesome, by the way. If you ever get a chance to go to these events, the Diamondback guys, you could tell they're industry guys, but they're chill to hang out with. So they're good fun. They had that ice. We were all kind of disappointed it didn't have a vodka run through it. These guys, Zax. I didn't really talk to these guys too much because they're a bit out of my price range and they're more a prosumer commercial entity. But their machine is really nice. Like, they had a pretty nice machine there. Cookie Cad. Okay, Cookie Cad. These are awesome. They're these little printed clips, and they clip onto the filament spools. And these were all just like, you could free form make them. There's Mark. They were setting it up before it goes bzz. Also Construct, Jacob from Construct 3D. I know they did a Kickstarter. I did a video with him, great chap. Very, very, we dove into some stuff about V-wheels that kind of changed some thoughts I had. Death Racer. I missed the Death Race fight. I happened to be like, I was exhausted and went to the break room for a bit, and then Sam walked in. I'm like, oh, when are the Death Racers? Like, oh, it's over. You versus the YouTuber setup she tells you not to worry about. So this was Grant's, I believe. This was the opening words. That's Tula. She's the one who runs the foundation. She's awesome. Pretty much everyone you talk to at these events is awesome. There is the 3D Chameleon again. To be fair, Grant had, yeah, Amber, right? It's Amber, his partner. Yeah, when you have a camera person, it allows you to have a better camera setup. Let's be honest. There is some more pictures of Phoenix. There's that. If you want to know more, take a screenshot. I need to buy one of these. Joel was telling me I need to buy one of these, so I need to buy one of these. How the hell is this thing $190? And it's only good for like 2 years. I need to buy one of these, and it's $190, and I don't want to buy one. It's $190. There's that. There's a doggo. What is it? It allows you to color grade properly, because that's something I don't do. As you could tell from how accurate the colors are on this channel, I do all kinds of color grading. But yeah, this build from Brandon was really cool. Like it is way overkill. It's definitely like a pimp build. Like this is a ballin' build. And you can hear Joel talking. Which I gotta find, apparently, oh yeah, I forgot I was on the auction. I had to explain it. So I gotta go find this auction video so I can rewatch me on it, because I completely forgot I was on camera for a little bit of it. Yeah. Yeah, so we thought this was supposed to be on Sunday. Sold. So yeah, so a lot of people weren't happy there wasn't a vodka flume going through this, but this lasted the whole day. It was pretty cool. So people were doing like the little diamond test where you got the little piece of diamond, it like melts it real quick because of the heat transfer of it. A Kraken. So there's the production Kraken. For those wondering, that's what the production one looks like. Big old heatsink. Me talking. The after party. I don't know how much of the after party I should show, because drinks were flowing freely. More fiddling with the printer after hours. They had a sketch artist there. I have this. I'm putting it on the wall. They had a caricature artist there. So I got this done, and this is going on the wall right here, by the way. I'm getting this framed. I brought it home. It only got smushed a little bit. It should be okay, but this is going on the wall. I love this. I love this. Oh yeah, this. So me and Andrew from Gloop were a little late in the night, and we found this like random door.
What the fuck is this? Like, is fucking Quasimodo on the other side of this? Like.
Oh, Grant's head. We carved a Voron logo into it. Yeah, zombie. They were playing zombie. Yeah, Pooch was Pooch. Totally vibing. Helium. We had to break all the balloons. Apparently, it's $1,000 fine if the balloons hit the ceiling. So we were all, you know, enjoying the balloons. Did I see the V0 with 5 axes? I did, Kyle. I actually did a video on it at Rocky Mountain earlier this year. So that's the courtyard. Oh yeah, this is cool. So you can look at the stairs. They're dished. Look at that. You can actually see where people walk on these stairs over hundreds of years because they actually got dished. Like, look at that. Look how much that's worn down. It was weird walking, like as you go down the stairs, they feel weird because they're all off. None of the stairs are consistent. They have little warning signs everywhere. This is the main entrance to where everything was. That was the fuse we blew.
Fire up 4 beds on a Phoenix in a building from like forever ago.
Yeah, so we fried that fuse. This was Seabor. I talked to Seabor. We might be doing a Gucci Trident build in the future with the Seabor kit. We'll see. This is the very first print on Phoenix, on this Phoenix.
Wanna go over here? So we are here at the Sanjay Moore.
This is the jetpack. I got to wear the jetpack on the condition I told nobody I got to wear the jetpack, so he wouldn't have a million people coming up asking to wear the jetpack. And there's shoot, who is that? Is that what's his name from Millennium Machine? Is that Jake? I can't remember if that's Jake. I'm horrible with names and faces. But yeah, he looks super enthused that I have a jetpack. There's the Kraken. And there it is plugged in. So this was a pre-production one, so it's missing the silk screen and all that. I hope the Sabor. Sabor, I will say, I talked to him for a bit. Their first batch of kits, like their first production, but their kits are starting to get pretty good. Alan just built one using their kit, and their kits are getting pretty good. They're still cheap kits, but they're getting better. And the good thing is with an open source design, it's like, you know, if the kit comes with shitty fans, you just swap the fans out. So there's it printing. Again, very first print on this. 0 calibration, like literally flash the firmware, load a file, hit print. There you go. I got a selfie with Joel finally, which is hilarious because I see him at every one of these events, and like at the very end, I'm like, oh shit, we need a selfie. Packing up everything. Also, I can't remember his name. Where is he? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna have to pause it real quick. Where is it? Where is it? This guy. I can't remember the guy's name. I think it's him. He had these 3D printed pistols that I want to build. They were like literally pistols. They were 3D printed pistols, and they were super awesome. And I need to build those. I may have shot some people in the butt with them. Yeah, there's Bill. The zinc 2.0. Okay, yeah, I need to. Did I see Cat's Pokeball? I think I did. This was getting the Phoenix back out to the vehicle. Oh no, Joel failed. I gotta try again with a brim. He warped off the bed. We lost Joel. Oh, actually, that came out really good. Okay, let me re-slice Joel here with a brim. We lost him right at the end. We lost his hair. That's the most important part of Joel. You can't have a Joel without his hair. It doesn't work. Okay, let me fire this up. Pair, others, brim type, outer brim. There we go. 0 offset. What's the point of a brim if you have it not attached to anything? Slice plate. There we go. We good? We're good. Actually, that came out, wow. focus on that. Actually, I'll do this camera. That is really smooth. That's actually a really nice finish on that. Like, look at, even the crotchular region came out pretty good. This is ABS, by the way. That actually came out really damn good. Damn. Is that, no, it's just black ABS, just black generic ABS. Like generic black Polymaker ABS, the cheap stuff. That actually came out really good, damn. Okay, hopefully it stays on the bed this time and actually finishes properly. Okay. But yeah, like, hey, there's like, you know, one of the presidents of E3D just helping out. Like, the whole E3D team was awesome. There's Grant with his new do. Same old Shane is rocking the Prusa beard. I don't think he wanted me to share this picture. So make sure you don't clip this picture and at him on Twitter with it. I don't think he wanted me to share this picture. So be sure you don't screen cap one of these pictures and share it with him. I don't think he wanted me to do that. Harry Potter store. I had to get something for the wifey for Christmas from here. Ow. Make sure you, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, or a donation or gifting memberships to others, because after visiting the store, I need it. The crown. Oh, this is where this is, I guess I could say, the folks from Prusa were kind enough to invite me out for dinner on the one night. And we went to this place called The Crown, and I finally got a fish and chips, and it was really nice, and it was good. It was actually really good, and they had deep fried scallops with it, and beer that came in a glass with beer on it, and it was quite good. So I finally got fish and chips, and it was pretty good. Me waiting for the bus to go home, and it was hilarious. So I go to the hotel guy, and I'm like, okay, I need to take the bus back to Heathrow. Which bus do I take? He's like, oh, K5. Outside, walk like a minute up the street, you'll see the K5 station. I'm like, okay, what time does the bus come? I don't know, just go. It shows up every 10 minutes. And I'm like, and it goes to Heathrow? It's like, yeah, there's like a dozen buses. They just do a loop. Every 10 minutes, the bus goes to Heathrow. Just go wait. It'll show up. I'm like, imagine that, living in a country with public transportation that works, mostly. So yeah, so I'm on the bus. The bus was actually not bad. Originally, I didn't want to go on the bus because of the legroom, but the bus actually had pretty good legroom. So there's that. This is at London Heathrow, driving up. Look at all the planes. Plane landing. I found this, okay. I wanted to find a Paddington for the little guy, but I wasn't paying 40 quid for a Paddington that was this big, because every Paddington I found was 40 quid or more. Some of them were 50 quid, which is like 100 bucks Canadian for a Paddington this big. No. So I found this old classic Winnie the Pooh, because the little guy has a book, like a Winnie the Pooh book, but it uses like the old style Winnie the Pooh, and it was 9 quid. So this is what the little guy got. I didn't obviously fly on Singapore Airlines, but this was the first time I saw an A380. That is a chungus of a plane. They are scampy, not scallops. Oh, okay, whatever. They were good. They were good. But yeah, this was a chungus of a plane. That was the first time I saw an A380. Do they still have booze sample at Heathrow duty free? Andrew Rogers, $10. I was there at early. And yes. Windsor, Essex, public transportation. Josh, what public transportation? I live outside of Windsor, so I ain't got nothing out here for public transport. So yeah, that's a big chungus of a plane. Also, that's the Concorde. That's the first time I ever saw a Concorde. I was literally like recording the A380 as it drove by or rolled by, and I'm like, holy shit, that's a Concorde. I've never seen a Concorde. So there it is. This is them going, okay, can those that have priority boarding in zone 1 please come up to the front? And then everyone came up to the front. None of these people were priority or zone 1. They all just kind of mashed there. And then the airport people had to yell at them to back up, and then nobody moved. So it took forever to get everyone on the plane because everyone just crowded the gate. Because again, remember, your seat isn't going anywhere, and it doesn't matter if you're the first on or the last off, or the first on or the last on. The plane takes off at the same time. So this was the takeoff. But yeah, this was my first time flying across the Atlantic. No turbulence. The 787-9 I was on with Air Canada, except for the fact that, you know, getting the flight home, butter. Not a single issue on my flight home. We took off early. We landed early. I got, even the connecting flight wasn't too bad. The only thing that sucked with the little like half-hour flight from Toronto to Windsor Airport here was on a little plane, and the guy I was sitting next to was not a little guy. But other than that, the flight back was great. Like, even the food was kind of okay. It was chicken teriyaki. You might not get your carry-on. Oh, no, everyone pretty much got it. So yeah, then we flew up into the clouds. This is the only thing that sucked. I was hoping I should have been able to see Greenland on the flight over, but it was clouds the whole time, so we couldn't see anything other than clouds, which kind of sucked. I was hoping to see Greenland because we did fly over the southernmost tip of it on the flight back. Maybe that's what gave you the stomach bug. I'm assuming it's either that or everyone on the plane being sick on my flight over. My flight over was a bit of a mess. No UFO sightings? I don't know. I watched all the Godzilla movies. And this is flying into beautiful Toronto Pearson Airport. Look how beautiful Toronto is. Don't you just love Toronto? Look how beautiful Toronto is. Welcome to Toronto. And alas, my de Havilland D whatever Bombardier to take me the final way home. Although the flight home was actually really cool because it was right at sunset, and we were like cruising just above the clouds the whole way home. So it was actually kind of cool. So it's those big fluffy clouds. No, that's great. That's a great video. Technically, you can see my mom's house from here. For those that live in Windsor or in the Southern Ontario area, there's that battery plant they're building. That's kind of big and cool. And then landing at the airport. Home sweet home. Did I say hi, Mom? I did, and she actually was out and waved at me. Because they just happened to be in the backyard when because she lives over the flight path. Duracells or EV? It's the I think it's the Chrysler one, like the one they're building with Chrysler for their EVs for like the Pacifica and whatnot. And I think that's it. So that's the last thing. So that was a little thing. And then I've got obviously a whole bunch of videos. So I don't know if yeah, so this is the Voron Phoenix one, which you can't see yet because this is tomorrow's video. So this one will be live hopefully tonight. I should be able to finish the edit after this. I'm gonna literally go make dinner after the stream and then finish the edit. So if you are a channel member or a Patreon supporter, or if you're lucky and somebody gives you one before the end of the stream today, you'll be able to watch the video for tomorrow tonight. at some point. I'll put out a tweet or a thing on the Discord when it's live, and you'll get notifications. So that should be there. Do you see that Elon sent every car company to see about how to build a 48 volt, then sign him XOXO? Yeah, Apollo. He's an idiot. Let's have a single port of failure CAN bus circuit for our entire vehicle. There's a reason wire looms on vehicles are annoying, okay? And you don't use a single CAN bus loop. Also, that vehicle, the Cybertruck, if it hits a pedestrian, will completely murk them. CAN bus ain't nothing new. A single loop CAN bus circuit that they use in the Cybertruck is nothing revolutionary. There's a reason people don't use it. Also, it means if something fails, it's harder to diagnose what failed, and also it's harder to fix. Like, you can't just replace one thing, you gotta replace the whole thing. It doesn't use CAN bus, but it uses whatever that loop thing is. It's one of those things that you go, oh my God, it's so easy, why don't people do it? And then there's a reason why people don't do it. If it was easier and cheaper, automotive manufacturers would already be doing it. Yeah, if something fails, it all fails. Yeah. It's like Christmas lights. You know how the old Christmas lights, if a light bulb dies, the whole thing dies? Yeah, I don't want that in my car. Token ring. Yeah, it's token ring Ethernet. Hey, it's finally printing. How to build a... Okay. I worked in the tool and mold industry for almost 8 years. I built injection molds for Tesla, okay? They were the worst company to deal with. Them and Rivian were the worst companies to deal with because you had these tech bros that have never done anything in automotive trying to apply things that they think are better that don't work, because if they worked, they would have already been done. But they're all clever, like, oh, we're gonna come in with these new ideas. And then the established industry, which, don't get me wrong, isn't perfect, they go, yeah, we don't do things that way because it's stupid, but they want to try it. Yeah, yeah. I worked with the, yeah. Mel Labs. Oh, Mel Labs, hello. Great meeting it. Yeah, cheers. You cut out the intro of our interview. You should have put the whole thing in there. You could still have the same wiring scheme with 40 volts. Moving to 40 would save megatons of copper. Oh, I know it's more efficient. Like, it's a lot easier to try and say you're revolutionizing the industry when you don't have a presence in the industry. When you have an entire backlog, an ecosystem of existing products that you have to support, it's a lot harder to completely pivot. Okay, it's a lot harder to completely pivot than it is. So if 48 volt makes a lot of sense, why don't existing automotive manufacturers do it? If they could save money and have a bigger profit margin, why don't they do it? Simple as that. If it made sense in a profit or like less time to like, especially right now, how many people, like, it takes months to get a vehicle. You buy a vehicle, it takes months for it to show up. If it was cheaper or better, why is nobody else doing it? If it's that simple, it's not cost effective. Well, if it's not cost effective, then it's not effective. Building whole new parts for anything electronic. Exactly. Existing electronics would have to be completely redesigned for the higher voltages. Right now, your average car battery is a 12 volt. I can go to Costco and get a 12 volt all day, every day. Who makes 48 volt car batteries? And then you have two separate lines. Then you have the old system you have to support and the new system you have to support. Cars still have USB-A along with USB-C. Yeah, I've got both in my Subi. It's, you know, eventually maybe, but let's be honest. I don't trust anything Tesla does. So what else? So yeah, so let's see. What do I have for videos? So Max's talk is already out. Date modify, let's go by that. And sort by ascending. Oh, so I have a whole tour of E3D. I think it's all public. I think I can share it all. But it's a tour of, they literally took us on a big walking tour of what we could see from E3D. The lights flicker in a bunch of this because it's 50 hertz and I record at 60 FPS. So there is flickering lights. It is what it is. You're gonna see the rolling shutter. So they took us on a big tour of E3D. It was really cool. Bunch of cool stuff. I don't know if I could show it all. Ooh, sneaky. That was really cool. They had this. E3D just has a Voron Trident. Steve would like this. Here's a Voron Trident with a roto printing peak. Not PEC, peak. So it's a Revo roto with the high temp hot end printing peak. So yeah, so E3D had that. There's a little talk. Recorded everything upside down for some reason. That's like E3D's first, like, I think Sanjay built this. Max's talk. So that video is already out. This is the 3D Chameleon video. So this one will be out at a later date. The videos are going to be just kind of as they come out. So every couple of days, there will be a video over the next couple of weeks. I got to finish up the Cocoa Press video. So that will probably be the Cocoa Press video probably next weekend, hopefully. So Saturday, you'll have a video. Next Saturday, you'll have a Cocoa Press video. And then somewhere in between there, you might get the Chameleon. I think the Chameleon might be first. Like, look how clean that is. You just get the 4 filaments that go in, it goes to there, and it goes to there. So clean. What else? That's all 3D Chameleon. This is with Jake from Millennium Machines, or Millennium Mill? Millennium Machines. So that's on the mill there, which we hopefully will be building at some point in the future. Look how clean that looks. So clean. This is with I remember Matt or Mike. I think it's Matt. About the jetpack. So we got a whole video on the jetpack. That will be a future video. 3D Gloop. I did a video with 3D Gloop. It's like Lord of the Rings length. I don't know what this is. Oh, this was just recording. Yeah. They put us in the cool corner because it was like Voron, Cocoa Press, Sam Prentice with all his Star Trek robots, Prusa, and like it was packed in this corner. I have no idea what that was. This is with Jacob. This was a good one. This is going to be a standalone. The one with Construct is going to be a standalone because we talked for a good 15-20 minutes. Yeah, that's more. We can't. So somebody left comment about this on the live stream, and I understand why they left the comment. There were speeches that were going on pretty much the entire time. So how it worked is every like 45 minutes there was a speech, and some of those speeches went 45 minutes and some of them were 10. So it was kind of like you just had to deal with the speeches and work around them. And they were throughout the day and they had people. So during my live stream, there was somebody was talking and they left comments about me talking over them or whatever. Believe me, the person on stage or the audience did not hear me. When I was doing the live stream, I had a wireless lav on my neck and I was pretty much talking into the mic. So if you were 2 feet away from me, you weren't hearing me. And I had a very limited window when I could live stream successfully. It was either that or no live stream. So yes, there was a speech going on, and I was doing the live stream at the same time. But those speeches were also being streamed on a separate stream. So I wasn't interrupting it or anything. You could have watched them on the other stream. So so it's just kind of, it's just the nature of the beast at these kind of events. for some reason that recorded. Yeah, this is, so those construct machines, they run rep. There's a bunch of stuff printed on it. So a lot of this is construct. It was actually so loud we ended up going outside the room to like a little hidey hole to talk for a bit. Who else? There's Max. So this video is tomorrow. This was pretty cool. These guys alloyed. So these are all metal. This is all metal 3D printing. So talk to them. This, I didn't even plan to record this. I just was walking by and just started talking to this guy. I can't remember his name. I have his business card somewhere. But he just started talking and I started talking and then I just started recording like halfway through. I don't know if this will actually make it out as a video because he wasn't mic'd up or anything. If I can salvage the audio, I'll make it a video. But yeah, there's that. And I think that's about it. And that's just the Zax machine. Yeah, that's just some B-roll. So we should be getting, you'll be getting a video about Phoenix, a video about Construct 3D, 3D Chameleon, the metal 3D printing, Gloop, Millennium Machine, and the Jetpack. So obviously you're not going to get 7 videos. As much as I want to be YouTube algorithm fiend and release 7 videos, a few of them are probably going to be paired up. So it depends. We got, how many people got watching? 400 people? Like the smash button. Enter to win some Polymaker filament. Did he get, no, the go-kart was on a bench the whole time. So he drove around to leave with it, and that thing boogies. It does 0 to 30 in like 3 seconds. It accelerates surprisingly quick for a little electric go-kart. So yeah. Have I heard of Slant 3D? I have. I'm not sure what it was. So yeah. Yeah, when he gunned it. Yeah. Oh yeah, that thing boogies. That little go-kart thing boogies. But here's the thing. Here's what we got to talk about. So where is it? So who here watched the Game Awards last night? Now, the Game Awards, it's all ads, let's be honest. It's kind of annoying that they gave more time for, you know, people to promote themselves than actual studios to thank people for all the work they put in. But during the Game Awards, this guy was on stage. Okay, I'm gonna mute it so hopefully I don't get DMCA'd. Does anyone have the STLs? Yeah, I don't care. Skip all that. Okay, whatever. Does anyone have the STLs? I need the STLs. STLs, please, for that. Not Walter Goggins. Not Walter Goggins. This. I want this. I think I want to know what we're doing this here. If I can get the STLs. Lars, gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. So I did the Mando suit. The Mando suit's pretty much done. A few little things I could tweak on it, but for all intents and purposes, the Mando suit's pretty much done. I want this. The only problem is I'm 5'9". I'm assuming these people are average size humans. I don't know how tall this guy is in here, but this guy's probably taller than 5'9". Although I got a feeling his like foot's like right here. The power armor? No, I want the dress. No, of course I want the power armor. So yeah, STLs please, if anyone has the STLs. It's on stilts. Oh, I figured. It's really cool that these are actual practical. I love the fact they did these practically. Like, you could tell when they're walking around, you got to use some movie magic to kind of make it look a little bit better because the hand doesn't move. The hand is just like, ah. Okay, but here's the thing. Is that a file that is straight up just... okay, that's a helmet. Oh. Okay. Okay, it's very hexagon-y. It's like the mesh needs to be, it needs to be like a higher detail mesh. Might be the render. Yeah, let me download the face. Yeah, so it's still a little faceted, but is that a T51? That's not a T51. Is that a T51? Like, is that a T51? There's a whole bunch, there's a few different variants of the power armor. High heels will help. Lots of fill and sanding. Well, here's the thing. I don't know about you, but that's a raw metal cast finish, which means I could do my thing where I basically just spray the whole thing with the texturing, and then just hit it with a metallic spray paint, and then wash it to make it dirty, which means I don't have to do a ton of sanding. Is it a T45? No, that's a T45. Is this a, no? Yeah, because this is a T51. Is that a T45 or a T60? Oh yeah, that's a T60. Yeah, that's T60. Yeah, that's a T60 power armor. T69. Nice. But yeah, I could do the texture thing because the power armor is going to be like a cast metal finish, right? So I could do the texture thing that I did where you literally, like, you pull it out of the printer, you spray it with this stuff to texture it, and then you spray it with this, and then all you do is you take some black acrylic paint and water, and you just splash it on and dab it off, and you're done. So, I'm working on a Mando armor. Planning to do graphite rub to polish it. Ooh, that would be nice, actually. Daniel Lily Green is who you want for the files, yeah. Might need a product that's 20 bucks per can. I did the whole Mando suit with 2 cans of that stuff. Like 2 cans of this stuff was enough for the whole Mando suit. You don't need to put a heavy coat. You just need enough to texture it. Like all it does is it just gives you this, like, you can see here, like it just gives it enough of a texture to basically hide the layer lines. Like this right here would be a perfect finish for it. Like, you look at this right here. I'm looking at the silver. This is a perfect finish for the power armor. Like, this would look perfect on power armor. The silver here. Like that would be perfect. Oliver gifted a community membership. Cheers, appreciate it. The only thing I would do is I wouldn't do this. So on my Mando suit, the red is this. It's Autumn Maple. It's GM Autumn Maple, which I only found in these little duplicans, these are $25 each, and I used like 8 or 9 of these. These are where the price went on my on the Mando suit. T45. What's the T45 power armor look like? That's the one from Fallout 1, I think. Ooh. Oh yeah, there we go. Is that T50? Is that T45? That might be T45. I don't know. They're all kind of the same. Yeah, they're very similar. But I mean, look at that. Good thing. Good thing I got these. I may not have these. I may not have gotten a few of these 5 kilogram Polymaker ABS spools, or correction, Polylite ASA in black. I may not have picked up a couple of these for a potential upcoming project. Yeah. Go big or go home. What's the easiest way to scale a suit to fit you? Just manually measure. Start with the helmet. Make the helmet as small as it can be, and then go from there. Those are really chunky spools. Yeah, the thing is feeding them is kind of a pain though. But for these, I would put, I use the spinners, like I let them spin freely on bearings. Need a powered roller, or is the extruder strong enough? I have never actually fed these yet. I picked these up a while ago, and I haven't used them yet. So how big are these? These are 5 kilogram spools. Like, it's ABS, so I can open them. I'm gonna leave them sealed for now, but they're 5 kilogram spools. On the small rolls. Well, if I'm transferring it onto a small roll, it's not one big roll anymore. All you need is a roller with bearings that spins freely. All you need is like the oh shoot, do I have one in here? Like the ones that spin, that you just put the spool on, not the ones that go through the center. You want the ones that you just put the spool on and they can spin freely. Because if they can spin freely and they're balanced, they actually spin not bad. What are we doing? Yeah, the tush holder. Yeah, like the ones like the tush holders. I don't know where it is. I had one out here, and I don't know where I put it. But I did have one out here that I would put them on. But yeah. Those won't fit in the AMS. Yeah. Yeah, those won't fit in the AMS, unfortunately. Although, with the AMS, you can load it up with 4 spools of black ABS and do rollover. Simon, 10 quid. Cheers, appreciate it. How's the Joel coming? Okay, the Joel's coming along good. Maybe the Hydra mod. I already have the Hydra mod, and it ain't fitting in there. I gotta start printing stuff for the Nerf gun. What are we doing tomorrow? Actually, that's what I gotta do. E3D. Revo Roto. Where's Revo Roto? Revo. I don't know if the files are out yet. Apparently E3D does have files for the Revo Roto for Prusas. Revo hotends, extruders, Revo Roto. There we go. So this is in stock now. Okay, documentation, assembly guide, Roto. I'm gonna have to message somebody. Apparently E3D has files to put the Roto on a Prusa. So tomorrow night I was hoping to do that. We could put the Revo Roto on the Prusa Mark III before putting Clipper on it, so we gotta flash it back to normal. So that's kind of what I wanted to do tomorrow. Also, let's do a comparison here, because this is something I wanted to check out that I forgot to check out. Got that. And this. Okay. Because let's do some comparisons, if I can find it. There's my scale. Because this is something I want to know, because I've got this too. So I've got an Orbiter V3, and I've got a Revo Roto. So which one's lighter? Because they're both actually almost the same size. Which I got serial number 7 for Revo Rotos. So there's your Revo Roto. Here's your Orbiter V3. Okay. So this has a fan built into it. This, you attach a fan to it. And the fan is right here with some screws. So for comparison, Orbiter V3, I'm not including the hot ends. I'm just including the extruder portion, because I'm assuming the hot ends would be near similar. Orbiter V3 with the fan that's built into it is 165 grams. And then the Revo Roto with the fan is 134 grams. So with screws, probably 140. So this is like 15 grams lighter than an Orbiter V3. And they're roughly the same size. Yeah, Revo Roto's lighter, but also, look at that, 3D printed heatsink. That's a 3D printed heatsink. That's cool. Also, it's got the latching mechanism that's just so satisfying. I love how we all moved away. All of a sudden, everyone got smart and we moved away from tensioning. Like this is just a latch. To lock your filament, you just click it and it's locked, and then unclick it and it's locked, or vice versa. I can't remember if unclicked is locked and clicked is unlocked. Thomas S had issues with the drive motor. What kind of issues did he have? Because these are actually designed to stall. If you're stalling your extruder with the Revo Roto, that means you're not, the filament wasn't going anyways. Skipping, if it's skipping, he is not able to extrude properly. Okay, I didn't see his video. I don't want to put words in his mouth. The way E3D explained it to me, because they brought us in for a little talk. This is spec'd so that basically if your extruder is strong enough to shred the filament, it's too heavy. Because if you're shredding filament, that means you're basically trying to cold extrude, and the extruder is basically wasting energy, therefore it's wasting mass. So you actually want your extruder to fail. You want it to start skipping instead of cold extruding. Because either way, you're not extruding filament properly, but one of them is a lighter extruder. A TSMC driver issue. So if it's a driver issue, stall the rotor at about 15 millimeters cubed. Okay, it should be going more than 15 millimeters cubed. In stealth chop mode, so it had an RPM limit lower than the rotor needs. Oh, yeah. Friends don't let friends use stealth chop. Spread cycle. You want power. Steve's running one. You want power. Yeah, don't run. Friends don't let friends run stealth chop. You should try it in the V Minion. They already have a V Minion, or E3D had one in a V Minion. I want to put this in the Prusa Mark III though, because I want to kind of breathe new life back into that Prusa Mark III. He ran it on a test bed too, and he didn't actually print with it. So the way they explained it to me is basically, this is tuned to the point where basically any existing hot end that you put on here, so high flow Revo, for example, this will be able to keep up. If you try to push filament so fast that you're cold extruding and it starts shredding the filament, you are wasting energy, which means your extruder is over-spec'd. Your motor is over-spec'd, which means it's heavier than it needs to be. Which makes sense. Which makes sense. Oh, there's a mount on printables? Where is it? Did you post it on the Discord? Or did you DM me it? Oh, you linked it. Oh, that's right. Steve can link links. There we go, printables. There we go. Oh, there we go. Yep. So tomorrow on stream, this is what we're doing. I'm gonna print these up tonight, and this is what we're doing tomorrow. So we'll put this on here. I don't know anything about the docs, about how this works, but this is what we're gonna do tomorrow. So hopefully it works. All the documentation is non-existent. I'm gonna message some people from E3D, see if I can get the actual files. But that's kind of what we're planning to do tomorrow, is put the Revo Rotor on something. So, also, I am so disappointed that the Germans couldn't make it out. Both Tom and Stefan got snowed in, so they couldn't make it out. Because Munich airport apparently got blasted by a snowstorm, a pretty bad one. So I brought my little PEC hook all the way to the UK to give to Stefan so he could try it in his little test rig, and it don't work. The files are on printables. Yeah, I got the files here, but the thing is, I would need this fan shroud too, and I don't know about changing the config. So I got to figure all that out. So, and I need to print all the blaster parts too. So tomorrow's stream is going to be a little bit of a random stream too. And then hopefully next Tuesday we'll get back into the swing of things. My first flight was canceled because of weather. Yeah, so it kind of sucked because a bunch of people couldn't make it out, but there were a few people that made it out before the storm that couldn't get back home because of that storm. It really screwed up the airport. Yeah, John from Proper Printing was there. He's Dutch though, so he didn't deal with the snow. The fan shroud's also on printables. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so that's probably what we'll end up doing tomorrow. We'll play around with the Prusa Mark III and get Clipper on that. So yeah, what time are we at right now? Oh, okay. We got like 20 minutes left. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, we're gonna do that at the end of the stream around 5 o'clock. I'm actually surprised I made it this long. So let's see here. Is there any other pictures people were sharing? Oh, the auction talk. I've never actually seen this.
Okay,
Oh,
so years ago, the Boron team decided, hey, we have a printer that needs 7 stepper drivers. Let's design our own board. How hard could it be? And we did it. And then everyone else came out with that 8 stepper driver boards, and it just kind of faded into obscurity. But it's functional, and it's like one of 20 that were custom made. We all had to solder all the components on ourselves pretty much.
Okay, that's cool. I never saw that. I completely forgot that I was on that stream. Look at those poor anti-static practices. I mean, Steve, the board runs. Like, I had it in a printer up till like a year ago, so. Did Peopoly get the printer going? No, unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, when they shorted, it ended up taking out the load cell in the tool head, so it couldn't home. So it could do like XY movements, but it couldn't actually home in the Z. So. I'm sounding pretty good. Dave, today is the first day that I'm actually able to stand for more than like 3 hours, put it that way. Let's talk Phoenix. ID7, you missed the stream. We talked about it plenty. Actually, I don't think we talked about it. But what you should do, ID7, is if you're not subscribed to the channel, you should subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. And if you want to be even specialer, consider becoming a channel member. Because if you're a channel member, you'll get the video where I talk to Max about War on Phoenix tonight, instead of having to wait till tomorrow. Is that fair? Because literally after here, I'm gonna go eat a pizza. I'm probably gonna go cook a pizza because it's gonna take like 10 minutes because I'm starving. That's the fun thing. If you go like several days without eating, you get hungry. So yeah, so I'm gonna finish editing that tomorrow. Am I gonna build a V24? No, because V24 isn't a thing. It's for on Phoenix. And no, because I ain't got the room for it or the budget. So unless Jason comes out with a kit. At Twitch. Oh yeah, I gotta do that. So hopefully we might do a Twitch. I know it's been like 2 weeks since we've done a Twitch stream. We'll do it. Hopefully maybe a Twitch stream tomorrow. If not, we'll get back to it on Monday. I'm just waiting on the Joel to finish. I gotta figure out how to do that at Twitch, people. So because I stream on Twitch occasionally, we do game streams. I'm gonna make it so that if you sub to the Twitch stream with Twitch Prime, which if you have Amazon Prime, you can link your Twitch account with Amazon Prime for free. You get a free Twitch Prime a month. It will allow you to gift that Twitch Prime, and you can still get in the Only Benchy Yacht Club. So basically, you can get all the perks of being a channel member without having to actually pay anything, except for your Amazon Prime. Darwin Evo build one. Vector, that thing was amazing. I don't have any pictures of it. I don't think I have any pictures of it, but let me, this thing was awesome. So Adam's in chat right now, but he built this thing. You gotta have it on your Twitter. Where is it on your Twitter? He built this thing, which is like a pimped out modern Darwin. And that's a stealth burner. That is a stealth burner that was just chunkified into a square. But he built this thing, and this was auctioned off too, right? Wasn't it? This thing just looks awesome. Also, this belt does nothing. So you can like move the belt around. It does nothing. Yeah, it's got a Konomi on it. Are you supposed to pronounce the K? Is it a Nomi or Konomi? But yeah, that's a stealth burner. Oh, and then since he's here, and I haven't talked about it, Adam's also added to the pot. So we also have the VLMP, is that what it is? The heat set press, not the one I built, but like the one Adam sells on the Vector store. We've added one of those to the New Year's Eve giveaway stream. So don't forget, on Saturday, the last Saturday of the month, we are doing the New Year's Eve giveaway stream. We've got stuff from Polymaker, we've got stuff from LDO, we've got HueForge licenses, we got stuff from Vector 3D, and one or two other people so far that I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm still waiting to hear back from a few other people. So yeah, that's coming up, so make sure you don't miss out on that. Ha! Let that cool off for a bit. We're on, no, I wasn't on Joel's stream yesterday. Yesterday was kind of not a good day for me. But I was out doing stuff for a bit, and then when I came home I was working on stuff. So I barely watched any of Joel's stream. I was just busy. I heard he had some issues with Gleam, and I think that had to do because the 3D Print Awards were also using Gleam. So I think there was like an issue there. Then the gift card in a couple weeks. Okay, well don't send anything to me because then I gotta send it out and then we're paying double for shipping. But yeah, I personally, I don't actually enter Joel's, like last year, even last year when ID7, thank you for coming to member, and Elf310 gifted 5 community memberships, appreciate it. Whenever there's like a giveaway stream, like a 3D printing giveaway stream, I personally, like this is my personal thing, I don't enter them. I just don't enter them. I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator within the 3D printing space. I already have like special access to all these companies for certain things. Like it's not like I can call Prusa and say, hey, send me a printer. But like I've already, you know, I would feel bad if I won something, put it that way. Although last year I did enter for the Pantheon. If I had won the Pantheon last year, I had no qualms about winning that. But like, I'm not gonna enter to win some Polymaker filament or something like that. I don't feel like it's my place. It's like employees, like it's like if you work for the lottery, you can't enter the lottery. I feel as a content creator in 3D printing, I really shouldn't be entering to win prizes that are stuff that I could, you know, reach out to these companies about. That came out really good. Holy shit. Wow. So this is, let's see if I can get it to focus on it. There you go. So this is black ABS. Just generic black ABS from Polymaker. This is the Obsidian High Flow. There's the crotchular region, came in pretty good. That actually, look how smooth that is. How is it compared to the Bamboo, not the original? I don't know, because I didn't print this before. I would say it's a bit better. Because of the higher flow rate, you're gonna have less issues of it like under extruding every now and then, right? That actually came out really good, damn. I'll take some pictures of it. And post them on the Twitters and whatnot. Obsidian High Flow? Yeah. Boom, E3D sells it. Well, correction, they don't sell it right now because they're out of stock. But yeah, E3D sells these now. So it is E3D High Flow Obsidian Hotend for Bamboo Lab P1 or X1 printer, including Bondtech IP. I really like how E3D does that, where they acknowledge the Bondtech license. Officially approved by and including IP from Bamboo Lab. So they do it right. This is how you do it right. There we go. Again, I really thought they're getting better. I still have qualms of the way about some of the things Bamboo does, but the machines are a lot better than what they used to be in terms of like support and features and whatnot. Remember, a lot of stuff that they do now they didn't have at the beginning. Like they've had to fix and add stuff like the ability to run the machines without the cloud, or run the machines over your LAN. Like they've improved things to the point where I'm getting a little bit more on their side. Still don't like everything they do, but they're, you know, they're obviously going to be around for a bit. They've kind of proven themselves now with, you know, how, at least somewhat competent ability to run things. So they're getting better. I don't like the nannying though. But yeah. Also, the cool thing is this hot end goes into V0 because there's a supporting V0 mount. So you could put one of these in a Voron V0. So for 60 quid, well, you would also need the heaters and whatnot, which are sold separately. Let's see here. So where, yeah, there you go. So for 60 quid, well, it's out of stock, plus the heater, you get a high flow hardened nozzle hot end. That's not bad. And if you do it right, you shouldn't have to replace the nozzle. There's a stealth burner mount as well. Oh, sweet. Yeah, the stock Bamboo heater is cheap. Yeah, the only downside with the Bamboo setup is the fact that it suffers from the same issue everyone who is the unsupported heat break. I've snapped Bamboo hot ends. I've snapped 2 of them to date. In a hard crash, these snap. That's the downside of their design. And it's you know, Revo has the same issue pretty much. Well, the Revo doesn't have as much of an issue because this isn't as long. There's more like if this nozzle hits something there, because it's longer than a Revo. It should be longer than a Revo. I gotta find a Revo. Do I have a Revo? Yeah, it's longer than a Revo. It's gotta be longer than a Revo. There's more torque there. Yeah. Have you seen the standard size A1? What do you mean leak? It's all over Twitter. I can go on Twitter and see a picture of it. Literally, Bamboo Lab A1. There's a picture of Uncle Jesse with it. How is this a leak? It's right there. Like, what did they say about the broken Revo? I don't know because I didn't bring it. I forgot it. It's right here. I forgot to bring it with me to E3D. The heat break is insane. Yeah. I wish Bamboo kept the same SKU. I wish they, like, I know why they made it easier to swap out the hot end. Because the downside with the whole hot end that Bamboo does is it's the heat sink and the hot end, it's one unit. You have to replace the whole unit to change the nozzle size. I wish it was more traditional, but I know why they did it because it's a cheaper way to manufacture it. It's easier. So they wanted to make it easier to change on the A1, but it's a completely different hot end now. So now you have 2 different ecosystems. Like that's the thing. Like the A1 and the P1 line, like they need better names. Like, cause you have the A1 line, which is the bed flinger. What are these machines? Because I'm not going to call it the X1, P1, P1S series. Like you got the A1 line and then you got the Core XY line, I guess. But they're completely different ecosystems and there's no parts compatibility. Like why don't you use the same hot end in this machine as the other machine? That way it's one SKU throughout the whole thing. It's like why this machine has a touchscreen and the P1S doesn't. Why don't you just keep the touchscreen? Unless, like, is it that much more money for the touchscreen? Like, why does everything have to be different? Why can't you have parts commonality across your entire line? It just makes, because right now, if I was running a print farm, I would have to keep hot ends for my X1s, and I would also have to keep a separate batch of hot ends for my A1s, right? I would have to keep different parts for different machines instead of just having, you know, oh, here's my drawer of V6 heater blocks or whatever, or here's my drawer of Reaver nozzles, right? Like, Why didn't you keep parts commonality? Like unless you have to cost it down that much, unless like the A1 profit margins are so slim, you had to make things even cheaper. Like, because the A1 Mini's cheap. So I don't know if it's just they had to like, they had to reduce costs that much. Like the standard, where did I even put it? Like making this, they couldn't afford to put this in the A1. They had to go with what the A1 has. Like, own all the profits, but they're the only ones selling. Well, actually, no, on AliExpress, you can buy clones of these now already. So, I know, I thought Bamboo Marketing was no bed slingers. Now we have two. Hey, who knows? Hey, what do you know? There's actually a market for a bed slinger. The thing is, though, is the market supporting theirs? Because obviously it's open air. So you're only printing ABS, or you're printing PLA and PETG and flexibles. You can't print flexibles if you have the AMS on it. So how many people are printing multicolor PLA and PETG? That's what that machine's for. If you're not doing multicolor, those machines like immediately drop down the list of recommendations. If you are doing color, hopefully you only ever need to do PLA and PETG. Because the P1S with the AMS is, in my opinion, the go-to. Because you can buy P1S, swap out put in high flow obsidian. You got hard nozzle, high flow. You go as fast as you want. It's enclosed. You can print all the fun materials. What do you lose? Okay, you get a shitty interface. Well, you use the app, or you use Orca Slicer to control it anyway. So you're not even using the screen. So yeah. Most of the multicolor seems to be in. I don't know. I do multicolor ABS all the time on mine, but that's because it's all fully enclosed. Primary decorative. Yeah. All I know is you're going to be seeing a big flood over the next year or so of people trying to make money off their 3D printers. This is something I've talked to a few people about. Who here remembers the video game crash? Okay. If you were around for it or know of it, it was just before my time. But remember the video game crash when the market got completely flooded with like cheap machines with video game consoles, and then it all completely crashed. This was like ColecoVision, Atari, all that. And the market just got completely saturated and then it crashed. I have a feeling we're kind of heading towards something like that with 3D printing. We're starting to see it. You're starting to see a lot of like the smaller companies like the G-Techs, and like the ANETs and all those like companies that have been around forever that really haven't, they just kept doing the same thing over and over, are kind of starting to die out. I think you're going to see some consolidation in the 3D printing market. The market is maturing. I think the 3D printing market is starting to get to the point where it's maturing, and it's kind of doing what the FPV market did a little bit ago, where it went from a bunch of hobbyists kind of just having fun to all of a sudden some big players are moving in, and now it's a mature market, and a lot of the smaller companies have kind of been pushed aside. I think 3D printing is kind of heading towards that. Fucos, yeah, let's be honest, Fucos was never a real company. The only time I ever heard of Fucos is when a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer was giving away their machines. Like, I don't know anyone that actually went out and bought a Fucos machine of their own accord after doing research on it. Everyone I know who has one either like got one because they were a YouTuber or they won one. Hagnantic, when can I find my stream schedule? I stream on YouTube 3 days a week, Tuesdays and Fridays at either 11 a.m. EST or 2 p.m. EST, depending on my wife's schedule. So it's like 2 weeks of one, then 2 weeks of the other. And then Saturday nights at 8 p.m. EST. Most streams are around 3 hours. Sometimes we run long. Lots of Evolution Hobby to appliance type machines. Like, let's be honest, if you want to talk about cutting edge in 3D printing, you're not looking at a company, you're looking at the DIY scene. Like, in the time that it's taken Prusa to come out with the Prusa XL, from the time it was announced to the time it was like on the market, like from the time the Prusa XL was announced till now, Voron has come out with the V0, V01, V02, switch wire, V2.4, V24, the R2, Voron Phoenix, what else? Trident, a few revisions of Trident and V2s, ERCFA has come out. What else has come out? And these were just open source projects that just, you know, there you go. And Prusa in that time has come out with the Mark IV and the Prusa XL and the MMU3. And they're a company with hundreds of employees. Now, granted, they're a company of hundreds of employees that they are responsible for, you know, feeding, and those people paying their mortgages depend on Prusa. So it's kind of like you're allowed to take bigger risks when you don't have to worry about hundreds of people relying on you for their livelihood. It's a completely different thing. So yeah, you know, you can go on Prusa, oh, you take it forever. Let's be honest, if the Prusa XL could have come out a year earlier and been $1,000 cheaper, they would have done it. But obviously there were factors involved. In case of Prusa, it was chips. Each toolhead board requires chips. And when you can't get those chips, you can't sell a 5 toolhead machine if you don't have the chips to make 5 toolhead boards. And then supplies. It is what it is. It's the nature of the beast when you're a manufacturer. You know, if they could sell everything at the, you know, the best price, they would. But it's the nature of the beast. I really want to build a Voron after seeing so Foxfire. Get an LDO kit. It's a weekend project. Let's be honest. You can build a Voron in a week. It's not hard. I do it for a living. What are we at? We got 2 minutes. Enter. You got 2 minutes to enter to win a spool of Polymaker filament. Do this now. Positron should be explored for it. I know. Like, I don't know. I got this box here, and oh, it's a positron. Steve has one too. In the new year, we're building them. Surprise. So actually, I won't be touching that for a bit because it's too busy right now, but that will be in the new year's. We're open it. I did open it. There was nothing in the box. MPX. Isn't an MPX a pew-pew? Anyways, I'm also waiting on some updated parts for that. That's my shock, it's a positron. Yep, so me and Steve are gonna be doing a tandem build of those. So we're gonna do what Steve did with ModBot for the VZBot series. Me and Steve are gonna be doing the same thing. So we're gonna alternate streams building that. It's only gonna take a couple streams though. Magic Phoenix. Oh, okay, I'm thinking of the other MPX. Whatever happened to the Coconi soda? The Coconi soda. Well, somehow they managed to raise how much money? Last updated. Oh, they had an update in September. Oh, for backers only. People burn their money with this. Don't let friends donate to 3D printer Kickstarters. Don't waste your money on a 3D printer Kickstarter. Really, don't. Like, let's be honest, that machine was completely hype. As I said, I think they were pretty far down the pecking order from firms like NVIDIA and Toyota. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, that's why Prusa does everything in-house now. Prusa has their own fab line. They make their own chip, they make their own boards in-house now. So they don't have to rely on a third party to supply the boards. But you still need the chips. Like, you still need the chips. So it doesn't matter if you have the machine that can make the boards. If you don't have the chips, you can't make the boards. But we are going to do Wheel of Names right now. I heard you thought the M3D Microns... I heard you bought an M3D Micro. What's an M3D Micro? Probably not M3D Micro? Oh, I don't have one of those. Oh God, no, I don't have one of these. I got a Tico. Okay, let's do this. Let's do the giveaway. If you haven't entered, you'll have another chance tomorrow night. Close responses, link to sheet. There we go. No, my first printer was a Monoprice Select Mini. There we go. Put the roto on the Tico. Oh no, I knocked me over. Okay, did I knock my lav off? Nope, we're good. So I don't know about you, but I don't think, oh God, this is horrible. That's gonna work. I don't think we have enough room. Like, considering the effector arms are literally plastic, I don't think it'll support the weight of a roto. A roto's light, don't get me wrong, the Revo roto's really light for an extruder, an all-in-one extruder, but I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think we can, yeah, no, that ain't gonna work. Yeah. Tico, there we go. Oh no, I knocked my screen off. There we go. Okay. I need a number between 5 and 10. I need a number between 5 and 10. A Tico Roto sounds like some kind of fruity cocktail. Actually, that something with a little bit of pineapple. Pineapple coconut would be nice. 9? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, I don't know. We'll find out in a couple seconds. It's going to be right there on that line. It's going to be the line. It's going to be the line. It's going to be the odd man out. No, no. But it is going to be Justin Thursday on a Friday. So congratulations, Justin. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. So there we go. You answered the skill testing question correct. Congratulations. Running funny. Roto means broken, shabby in Portuguese, but it means revolution in not Portuguese because rotation. It is cool to finally have this in my hands though. I saw a prototype version of this a while ago, and it's cool seeing the final version, like how much they refined it. It's so compact, like, there you go. There's your entire, like. Also, I love the fact they left the cast finish. Like they left the, like all it is, it's 3D printed and then they just bead blasted it. And it's not in focus. Focus. Can never find the focus spot. Also, the doggo is outside Borkin. So anyways, yeah, we're gonna put this on a Prusa Mark III tomorrow. Okay, we're ending it here. I am hungry. I need to get some food in me. So we're gonna call the stream there. So again, shout out to Polymaker for the spool filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. And also remember, if you are a channel member or a Patreon supporter, tomorrow's video should be up. So I gotta go finish editing it and then upload it. I might not have a fancy thumbnail made for it yet because I hate thumbnails. But tomorrow's video about the Voron Phoenix from Smurf will be live tomorrow, but you'll be able to see it early. So if you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, stay tuned for that. And for those that donate to the channel, became members of the channel, or gifted memberships to others, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. So we're gonna call it there. I'll post some pictures of the mini Joel on the Twitter and Discord because this actually came out really nice. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. I think that's it. That's about it. It's been a while since I've done a stream. Wow. Anyways, be safe out there. Wash your hands. I'll see you this weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Goodbye.